Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's up? What's up? You almost didn't get me today, but I couldn't stay away. On later than my normal time, but I had to come on in. What's going on, everybody? I see the chat already. Well, the comments have already filled up. People gradually coming on in here. What's up? And salute to everybody making it on in here. Because y'all know how I do. Got to shout out those who make the early comments. I call it the early bird squad. Stoic One in the building, Third Ward Colombian. Now A.R.C. is in the building, bright and early. I had a feeling that this topic might summon A.R.C. I had a feeling that this topic might summon him, but I didn't know that. Well, I've heard you speak on this, and as I stated before, I'm listening to Mode 1. I'm pretty much done with it. But yeah, you have spent some time talking about this, and you did a really good job in Mode 1 explaining how the guy who's maybe on the more beta male end of the spectrum will gradually build up to that getting violent or just really aggressive towards a woman when he's been in that Mode 3 pretending to be her best friend for so long, just fun clubbing, I think it's called, being buddy for a whole year, just hovering around, and then find out later that some guy that she only knew for 36 hours is in her apartment smashing, and he just been hovering for a year thinking he about to fill that slot. Oh yeah, that will make the more non-select beta male type blow up. You do a good job talking about that. That's not where I'm going with this, but that is a factor that has to be averaged into the equation, the work you did that you put out in Mode 1, and I'm sure in many other writings. And I got some background noise that I need to turn off real quick, so hold on for 1 second. All right, I'm back. I had to go turn off some background noise. Hopefully everything should be okay going forward. But yeah, shout out to A.R.C. I'm halfway through. Well, no, more than halfway through Mode 1. Giving it a good reading, a good listening to it carefully. Bowdy Thug in the building. Alexander Bowes, we got Bowdy Thug. Alexander Bowes, cut to the chase. TV says the title is funny. You gotta be a little funny on the titles. Gotta say something in the title that reel people in, man. That's you know the deal. Ty City in the building. Congrats to Ty City. Shout out to him on getting 1,000 subs. It was an uphill climb, but he got it. He got it done. Shout out to him. Emin Perry in the building. He says, why did I laugh when I saw the title? Yeah, I think the title funnier than what I thought it was. I didn't think it was that funny. Black Wolf Inc. says, not more violent, but absolutely have the potential to become violent faster. That's a good point. There's a percentage of them that have some lying dormant shit that could come out. But overall, just not more violent, especially if we're talking about violence towards women or violence towards anybody. And that sort of brings me to the topic and what I wanted to cover with this. Now, when I first saw this video, I wasn't going to cover it because, like I said, sometimes when some shit like this happen, it's like it's nothing really to talk about. I mean, we saw an ignorant motherfucker do some ignorant shit. It's like it's not much conversations there. It's not much conversation to have there. Some dude looked like they in the hood. He tried to holler at this chick, and the shit went awry, and he, got mad and he hit her. Like, what is it's not much to talk about there. He was clearly in the wrong. What is it to analyze? But what prompted me to want to analyze this is when I looked at the reaction to it. So keep in mind, I'm analyzing the reaction to it more so than analyzing what actually happened. And see, look at this. And this speaks to part of my reaction to it, part of the reaction to it that I'm analyzing. Look at what Cut to the Chase says. He says, poor non-select men. Glad I don't have ugly men problems. See, that's the reaction that I'm analyzing. Not just that, but that's part of that reaction that I'm analyzing here. Because what I saw, and at least this is what happened on my Facebook, and that's what I saw happen in a lot of these YouTube spaces, that violence against women was being summed up or pinned on non-select beta male types, incel types. And I'm like, if these guys are becoming a poster child for violence against women, I'm like, we're putting we're pinning those charges on guys that have the least amount of interactions with women. Because when I look at this guy here, if he's a non-select beta male, chances are he's not even approaching. And these guys are timid and quite often scared to approach and lack the testosterone and aggression to just go from 0 to 100 over a rejection like that. Anytime that I've seen a beta male, a more timid type, who don't really get on with the ladies that much, when I see him build up that courage to actually approach and he get a rejection, harsh or unharsh, it's like he's like, I did it. I'm tucking tail and I'm walking away fast. In my experience, it's the more alpha male select dude that when he get that harsh rejection, who's more likely to let out a, well, fuck you then, bitch. Because that's the guy with the big ego and the testosterone. That's the aggressive dude. That's the dude that don't want to get shown up by a woman. So I'm like, y'all pinning the charges on the guy that's mostly playing Xbox. Y'all pinning the charges on guys who aren't at the scene of any of these crimes. And so that's what prompted me to want to talk about this. I'm gonna play the clip just in case a few people haven't seen it. I'm gonna play the clip real fast here, real fast. Mr. Negative Man, I didn't realize you said most of us are in the house playing Xbox. I didn't look at you as a non-select beta male, man. Don't be telling on yourself. You referred to yourself as an incel before. I thought you were just playing. Now I'm starting to question. No, that's my man, Mr. Negative, the Negative Man. He do real good content. I still got to get you on the stream, man. I still got to get you on the stream. But anyway, let me play the clip. Let me play the clip just for the few people that haven't seen it. All right. Starts out, we can't see what was happening before, but if you listen carefully, you're going to hear her say, now go back up on the porch with your friends. Like basically after she shot him down, and then she told him some disrespectful shit, but no excuses for lashing out in violence, but still, she She shot him down and then said some slick shit to him. So I'm assuming some more slick shit would happen before that, because if you notice, even before she say that, he was already getting ready to cock back. So I mean, it was some back and forth that we couldn't see, but be that as it may, I'm about to roll the beautiful bean footage. I should have played it and then gave my analysis. My bad. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have colored it with my commentary before I let y'all see what actually happened. I got to work on that. My bad. Play ball. All right. So there it is. Just playing it one time. We ain't here just to see the cold cock. But all right, hold on. All right, J.I.C. I can't rock with that. Her disrespectful ass got checked. I can't rock with that. I can't rock with that. Just want to make that very clear. Oh yeah, Silent Lamont. Thank you very much. I did go live on my birthday. I went live for like 30 minutes just to say what's up. Shout out, salute to the YouTube family. A lot of people showed some love and dropped a super chat on there for my birthday. I appreciated that. A few people who never super chats. I think Mr. Negative Man was like, I normally don't do this. But he went on and dropped some on there. So I appreciate everybody who sent, some birthday wishes and a little bit of birthday money on me. I appreciated that. Y'all showed some love. I was only on for 30 minutes, and relatively speaking, a lot of super chats came through and cash apps came through in that small amount of time. Enough to prompt me to stay on for a few hours, do a birthday marathon. But I'm like, that'd have been a little tacky if I'm staying on just to collect birthday money. But because I really didn't have a topic. I just was coming in just saying hi, hello, salute, and thanking everybody who helped this channel grow. But yeah. Back to the subject though. But yeah, shout out to Silent Lamont and everybody who gave me birthday wishes. I see a lot of people doing it right now in the chat. I see y'all out there. But all right. Back to the subject. I think I was talking about J.I. He said she got disrespectful when she got checked. I mean, I can't ride with that. I can't ride with that and say she got disrespectful when she got checked. If she got verbally disrespectful and he verbally cussed her out, then okay, that's even. You don't give a violent physical reaction to a non-violent action. That's sort of my rule. There are some times where that don't apply because somebody could make a non-violent action. It could be just words, but what if those words were threatening and that person looked like they got the ability to carry out that threat? Then you got to take those words as actions, and you might have to give a violent reaction to a non-violent action. So there are exceptions to that rule, but typically you don't have to give a violent reaction to a non-violent action. And he says equality is equal rights and equal lefts. Body blows and uppercuts too, huh? Yeah. Okay. Got you. You niggas. you niggas. Man, I think we all can agree if we just quit bullshitting. He didn't have to hit her. All right. That was unnecessary. He didn't have to hit her. If we can just agree on that, regardless of the semantics, we could just agree on that. He didn't have to hit her. He should not have hit her. Put it with a skateboard. A few fuck you bitches while he walked off, okay. Or just stand his ground and call her or more bitches than what Tupac called Janet Jackson in poetic justice, and sit there and do that until she walks off. Don't turn around and walk off. Stand your ground, cuss her out, call her a bunch of bitches till she have to leave. How about that? Can we just meet in the middle and agree on that? That would have been a fair, response to a chick getting disrespectful when she rejected you. I think we can meet in the middle and agree on that one, bare minimum. But come on now, let's not play that game. That wasn't a justified skateboarding. We got to call a skateboarding a thing. That's a verb. All right, man. Yeah. We getting me on some fuckery. Where was I at? Okay, I was playing the video. You notice when he walked off, he said something of the sorts. I ain't even about to play it again. But he said something of the sorts like, fuck wrong with her disrespecting me. You know, she know the fuck I am. Okay, what non-select beta male talks like that? Know what the fuck I am? Don't be disrespecting me in this bitch. No, that's some more alpha select swag. Like, this dude get pussy. This don't look like no basement dwelling, neck bearded, can't get no pussy type of dude. This dude, he get pussy. You can just it's his whole swag and demeanor. You know that chick wasn't feeling him, but he walk up with another chick with that same energy. She probably feeling him. He probably got some pussy earlier that day or gonna get some pussy later that night. So I don't look at this guy as a non-select beta male that can't get no pussy. He just wasn't feeling this chick getting disrespectful with him. Well, I don't know what she said before. We could see the tape, but it ended with her saying, "Now go back up there with your friends. Now get back up on the porch with your friends." You know, what beta male just gonna go from 0 to 100 like that? You know, beta males, they normally take their L's and just walk off. In my experience, I remember when I wasn't very good with the ladies, and I used to get, pretty nervous when it was time to approach women. And that just came from me just being a social introvert, after my divorce, when I got out there, I had to really rebuild back up to just going out there approaching women. I'm gonna touch on that in a second, A.R.C. I see what you're going. Okay, I see. I got some disagreement. That's cool. I'm gonna open it up. Let me lay out my full point down to the end. All right. Where was I at? I'm using a personal anecdote right now. When I had that nervousness about approaching women, it was when I overcame the, just jump out there and do it. So what? Fuck it, just do it. And I get that quick rejection. It was cool. And again, this is personal, but it was cool. It was okay. Now, when I got better at the shit and I start getting on more and I start getting action more and I start, feeling like I was a shit, like I was that dude, and a chick will give me a harsh rejection. Some chicks will do that. No matter how good you think you looking, you got dressed up, got a fresh haircut, got a fresh outfit on, chick look at you like you a goddamn insect. Like, what the fuck? That was, and once I got on to where I was getting more action from women, that's when I got to the point to where I never reacted like that. But I got to a point when I was like, what the fuck she thinks she talking to? It was after I had, a certain amount of success where I felt like I was that dude, like I was somebody, to where I finally had fuck this bitch. Hell, she thinks she talking to like that, Don't look me up and down like I ain't nobody. You know what the fuck I am? That come from success. So those type of reactions, they typically come from dudes who get on with the ladies. Now, yes, a mentally healthy guy who get on with the ladies should look at a situation like that as, even if this chick got disrespectful, even if she got rude, he should be able to get out of there. He should. That's what and that's where I'm at. In my mind, all that, bitch, you know the fuck you talking to? That in my mind, all of that took place. But in reality, in a social setting, in a public environment, people looking, especially if she got just, her voice raised a little bit, and I noticed that somebody, I saw somebody's head turn to see what was going on, I just quickly got out of there. That's what a healthy minded person going to do. You're just going to get out of that situation, because no good can come from it. If you feel like you getting shown up by a woman and then you try to show her up back, you're going to look like the villain. No matter what, you're the villain in that scenario. But which guy has the big ego and does not want to be shown up by a woman in front of his friends or in front of a crowd or in front of a group? Is that the non-select beta male type? Or is that the more select alpha male, high testosterone, don't take no shit from nobody type? Which type of dude is that type of dude who don't want to get shown up, who don't want to get talked down to, who don't want to be disrespected? So I would argue that when a lot of these people lashing out, when people lash out like that, I'm thinking it's not necessarily just some beta male with built up aggression over years of frustration. I'm arguing that it's the guy, it's the high testosterone alpha who got the big ego, who feel like he getting shown up in front of everybody, who gonna lash out with a "fuck you then, bitch," and get in their face. The guys who have the most interactions with women, the guys who are around women the most, the guys who through their experience, they're used to winning. And they don't like to lose abruptly like that. And the example that I always give is when somebody is used to winning, they're more likely to have a harsher reaction to losing. The example that I gave is that if you look at the Lakers from 2000 to 2002, after they won 3 championships back to back, a lot of people forget in 2003 they lost to the Spurs in the second round before they lost to the Pistons in 2004. But when you look at their first time losing in 3 years, what did you see? When you looked at that bench, you can find the tape right now on YouTube. You can see Kobe Bryant and Derek Fisher on the bench crying as the clock was running out. Like they crying, they fucking boo-hoo crying over that loss. Now, why were they crying? And then more specifically, why does the team, because it's an 82 game season, why does that team that goes 10-72, why they don't never cry when they lose? Because they're used to losing. And it's a normal thing. And it's a normal part of their every day-to-day life. They lose all the time. Kobe Bryant, Derek Fisher on that bench crying after winning 3 championships back to back. They on that bench crying because they're used to winning. They're used to being the alphas. They're used to being on top. They got knocked off of their mountain. Their ego, their big nuts got kicked in for the first time in 3 years, and they couldn't deal with it, and they had that reaction. But that guy who's used to losing, that team that goes 10-72, when they lose, they don't give a fuck. And when they get one little small victory, they high-fiving and partying in the locker room like, hell yeah, we got to win. So that's where I'm at with it. When I looked at what was going on, and I'm like, y'all pinning the charges on the wrong people when y'all look at shit like that happening. Silent Lamont says, Bernard, some people are just unbalanced and psychotic, and we're trying to make logic with normal people about behavior of sociopaths. Okay. Slow clap for that one. Slow clap for that one because of this reason. I think the common denominator is whether or not somebody is psychotic, whether or not they're imbalanced. That's the common denominator. That's the common denominator of whether or not a guy is beating a woman that he's in a relationship with, that he's getting sex from when he wants to, but he's still beating her. That's the common denominator. A guy gets harshly rejected in front of people. That's also a major common denominator. Is he a psychotic, sociopathic dude? Is he a sociopath? That wasn't this guy's first violent act. That's more of a common denominator that need to be looked at, the emotional state and well-being of a guy, not whether he's, some loser. Because if we look at it like whether or not a guy is a sociopath, whether or not he's psychotic, okay, who has more interactions with women? A more alpha male select, hollering at women all the time, getting pussy from women all the time guy who happens to be psychotic and a sociopath, or a guy who happens to be on that psychotic or sociopathic spectrum but has little to no interactions with women? So I feel like people are bending over backwards to just try to pin the charges, just try to create. I feel like people try to create a boogeyman where the guys who do that kind of shit are just out in plain sight messing with women all the time. That's my take and my perspective on this thing. Again, I'm not reacting to what happened. What happened was fucked up. I'm just responding to the reaction to it. And the reaction to it just came off as they were trying to pin charges on basement dwellers. At least that's what I saw on my Facebook page. That's what I saw in YouTube videos. That's what I saw all over. I don't hear beta males flaring up talking about, you know who the fuck I am, disrespecting me. I don't hear that from them. I don't see non-select guys, because these guys tend to be more likely timid and lacking testosterone, and they tend to not go there. Now, there is a such thing as and I think A.R.C. alluded to this, there is a such thing as a guy who's just doesn't get on with the ladies very well, but he is some high energy, aggressive, violent dude, probably get into a lot of fights with guys, and his interactions with women tend to probably go awry too. And that guy is probably just falling that category that Keith Lamont talked about, that guy who's just kind of just on that psychotic, sociopathic end of the bell curve where he's just having problems with every fucking body. So that's the factor that can get averaged into the equation, to where I understand where some people have disagreement here, to where I understand how people have disagreement with what I'm saying. But by and large, the guys who are violent towards women are the guys who have the most interactions with women. The guys who are, hold on, I gotta take a sip of some coffee. I'm about to open it up, because I like when I get some disagreement, and I knew this was going to spark some disagreement. That I knew. So I'm about to open this thing up pretty soon. I see you, GA Point. I agree with that. It do be some non-select guys talking cash shit on the net, but they ain't about that smoke, about that action in real life. I have some more stuff I want to get into. I'm gonna open this bad boy up, though. Well, my argument is, all right. New 5 Eddie says, Bernard on some bullshit. Select males aren't even mean. Most select males just go with the flow. Things come to you when you're select and forward. thinking. That is true, and that is a factor that got to get averaged into the equation. There's plenty of guys who are select and calm, cool, collected, and laid back, and don't got an overinflated ego or built, or don't just ain't overly aggressive, and they just cool and they laid back and they smooth with it. When I got to the point to where I was doing good with the ladies, that's how I was. I still had that same energy that I had when I, wasn't really doing so well with them. And I was just like, hey, it is what it is. Take it or leave it, whatever. A lot of guys got that type of energy and that type of smoothness. But it is some who just got that chest beating alpha male, high testosterone. A chick try to show them up in public. Bitch, do you know who the fuck I am? Fuck you then, bitch. What I'm saying, that's not a timid beta male or non-select guy who's typically doing that. My argument is that that guy who's used to winning, who used to getting on, who feeling himself, who feels some type of way about himself and who he is, and ain't no chick about to show him up or talk down to him or disrespect him or try to embarrass him in front of people. Hell no. That's the type of guy that's more likely to do that skateboard stunt. That guy who ain't trying to get shown up like that. Or he bare minimum gonna lean in and cuss her out, and if she get live with him, then hell, if shit go awry, it go awry. I think non-select beta male guys tend to tuck tail and just walk off when they end up in situations like that. But without further ado, I got a little panel that done filled up. So we gonna see where this go. I think I missed somebody's super chat. Let me read the super chats. New 580 sent a super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If you sent a super chat and I missed it, I apologize. My man New came through. He said, "Is the skateboard okay asking for a friend? You ain't shit." Shout out to the $25 Patreon, and he be hitting that Cash App, be making that Cash App ring. So shout out to him. Oh yeah, right there. There goes that super chat from New 580, and I think that's it. Now, before I go to A.R.C, I just want to say I didn't do this topic on purpose to summon you, because I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, but I didn't know it was going to summon you, A.R.C. so go ahead. You got the floor, you got the mic, and you got some experience on. You've talked about this. I shouted out mode 1. I'm like 75% of the way through with it, and you did a superb job talking about how the guy being mode 3, who's probably definitely on that beta male spectrum as you define it, how that guy ends up going from mode 3 to mode 4 and getting just over aggressive and violent. You do a real good job talking about that, and that's a factor that do got to get averaged into this equations. But without further ado, you got the mic.
Yeah, the main of my 4 modes that deals with that type of violent aggression would be mode 4. And what I argue in my book is that typically a man only transitions from either mode 2 to mode 4 or mode 3 to mode 4.
Mm-hmm.
Rarely, if ever, is a man going to go from mode 1 to mode 4 because there's really no reason to. Now, what I would say in generally answering the question of your title, if you're talking about individual violence, like with a woman, let's say a wife, a fiance, a girlfriend, even a casual sex lover, maybe, any man is capable of letting his dark, violent nature take over. So that's definitely not exclusive to a beta male. Or, well, first of all, I want to somewhat clarify me and Ron Wills are real cool, but one of the first times we had somewhat of a respectful disagreement, which I understood his perspective, he understood mine, but like Ron doesn't like the term alpha versus beta. He more so uses select versus non-select.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons why is related to how you were characterizing man's behavior. For example, in Rom's world, what he believes that a man could be really aggressive in his behavior, but still be a guy that's not preferred by women.
Right.
So he calls that non-select. And the reason he's reluctant to use beta because he feels like beta represents more what you were kind of implying and alluding to, like a beta male is a guy who has a passive nature, an unaggressive nature.
Right.
And Ram more so attitude is, no, you could be an aggressive dude, but still be a dude that women don't want to date or have sex with. So that's why he calls guys like that non-select. And where I would call a guy like that is I have actually 4 categories of men in my book, The Beta Male Revolution, and my audiobook version, Mode 1. I would call a guy such as the guy on the video a beta male with alpha traits, because a beta male with alpha traits is a guy that only shows an aggressive side when he's angry. If he's not angry, he is generally fairly, passive, but when he's angry, he can become very violent. So anyway, yeah, Ram has a different perspective on, but when we ended up agreeing on is that he said, Alan, what I think you're referring to is guys who are specifically sexually alpha. And I said, yeah, because one of the things I spoke at it when I spoke at the 21 convention is I said in 2018, I made this point. I said a lot of guys make the mistake of assuming that an alpha male is a guy who has muscles and or great hand-to-hand combat skills. I said, that's not true. I've known guys with great fighting skills that were pretty much punks with their girlfriends or wives that were like in the yes dear category.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy, how muscular a guy's physique is or how good he is at fighting has nothing to do with him being alpha, at least as it relates to his ability to attract and seduce women. They ain't got shit to do with nothing. Here's where I would say, though, what I'm saying is that one-on-one, I think whether a guy select, non-select, alpha, beta, he could potentially become angry. He could potentially become aggressive. Where I would lean towards saying a non-select and beta male has a tendency is when it comes to attacking women that they haven't even really interacted with. I don't see alphas doing that. I've never known alphas to do that. Whereas when you're talking about that type of what I would call Elliot Rodger type of violence, where you've developed hatred towards the feminine gender as a group, and it's not even again a woman you've had one-on-one interactions with, like a wife, fiance, girlfriend, casual sex lover. You basically want to attack a woman and kill a woman simply because she's a member of the female gender. That is, in my strong opinion, more beta male type behavior. I don't see an alpha male doing that. Now, an alpha male can be equally capable of attacking, say, his wife who just told him she cheated on him or, exhausted his bank account or something like that. So I would never pin that exclusively on beta male non-select types. But
wait, hold on. When you say the alpha, well, no, I think we all get that the alpha could be just as likely to attack, a wife or girlfriend who just said, "Hey, I just cheated on you with your brother." I think we get that, but that's it. The situation with the skateboarding.
See, I wouldn't consider that guy, like some people in the chat room was saying, I don't look at that guy as no alpha motherfucker. I've been rejected hundreds of times in my life over the last 35 years. I ain't never been tempted to hit no woman, punch no woman, and it definitely with some kind of weapon like a skateboard. I don't look at no. I mean,
no, I'm with you.
That's crazy to me what he did. That dude is mentally unstable. If that was my daughter, he would have to leave the country or get in some type of witness protection program because he would have a big ass target on his head. I would seek to kill that motherfucker. Real talk. Speaking of violence,
yeah. I would
seek to kill that motherfucker.
Yeah. So when you look at somebody like that, you look at that as just more crazy than whether or not I can get that part, not even analyzing whether or not he's alpha or beta. He's just a psychotic motherfucker. I'm good with that. But the reaction that I saw everybody giving, look at these beta males, these incels, these this and these that. And I'm like, I don't think all that can be determined from that. you know, to where I feel like the charges was being unfairly pinned on guys who don't get on with the ladies very well. And I'm like, I can't tell from that video if this guy is some incel or I mean, I would look at that and I would say, okay, he ain't the most smooth operating Rico Suave select motherfucker. We can agree with that. But when I looked at that, when the way he walked off with some don't disrespect me, you know the fuck I am. You know, so like that. I looked at that from a perspective of that's somebody who has an ego and experience and expectations where he ain't taking no shit like that from no woman. And I think that can get developed from somebody who have got on with the ladies. And when a lady try to get disrespectful with him and try to show him up in front of his friends, he gonna have a negative reaction, that coupled with the fact that he probably a fucking sociopath and need to be just locked up anyway. So
it's obvious he's some kind of psychopathic behavior or sociopathic behavior. But I say this, I wouldn't be leaning towards labeling him some kind of alpha, because see, a true alpha, again, a sexual alpha would be a guy that typically has so many options for female sexual companionship that being denied the option for female companionship by one woman is not going to negatively. I use myself, particularly in my younger years. Anytime I got rejected, I never take it as a personal friend, because my attitude was usually shit. I got so many bitches. This bitch is a drop in the bucket. I could give a fuck if she rejects me. I could give a fuck. And that's why I can't think of one time when a woman rejected me where I was so angry to the point where I was tempted to like hit the woman, or even for that matter, curse a woman out.
Hold on. I gotta play gotcha.
Okay, go ahead.
I remember when that chick said that. Okay, wait, you're 5'11", correct?
Yes.
Okay. You told a chick you was 5'11", and she tried to tell you you was 5'9" or something like that, correct?
Cincinnati.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And then when you let her measure you and you proved that you was 5'11", you was like, yeah, what bitch? Now what bitch?
But I didn't hit her. But no, I did get angry, but that's a little different. That wasn't pure rejection. That was her challenging my height when I knew my height. And I get upset with that, man. And this relates to, honestly, on the side note, some of the beefs I get in on panels. I don't like when somebody tries to act like they know more about me than I know about myself. Mm-hmm. That is a major, extremely huge pet peeve of mine, when somebody tries to act like they know more about Alan Curry than Alan Roger Curry knows about Alan Roger Curry.
But see, that's that
trying to act like they knew my height when I'm like, I know what my height is.
But you see my point? That's that chest beating alpha shit. Like, bitch, you don't tell me who the fuck I am.
I acknowledge that. I did get upset. I ain't gonna lie, I did get upset. But I didn't, number one, I didn't come close to hitting or anything.
I agree.
A pure like rejection situation where I like approached a woman, let her know I wanted to date her or fuck her, and she said I'm not interested. And I got that's different. I mean, I was staying at this woman's crib and everything. We fucked. So okay. That was different. Yeah, that chick, I just got mad that she was trying to tell me my height by looking at me. Yeah, for those who don't know this story, I'll tell it real quick. Yeah, there was a woman I checked out. She lived in Cincinnati. And she didn't believe that I was 5'11". She said, nah, you don't look 5'11". You look more like 5'9". I said, no, I'm 5'11". She said, no, you look more like. And then I said, actually, well, technically, I'm about 5'10" and 3/4. And so this woman goes and pulls out a tape measure and measures me. And then by her measurement, I was 5'10" and 5/8 by her tape measure. I was 5'10" and 5/8. And as soon as she measured me, I was like, now, bitch, what? What? You're 5'9", no measure, motherfucker. Now what? So yeah, I snapped off on it for about 5 minutes. I was like, bitch, how dare you tell me I don't know my own fucking height? So yeah, but anyway, back to the subject. Yeah, so I would never generally, in a real general way, say non-select men / beta male types are generally more violent than, say, alpha males or select men. But again, particularly when it comes to women that you've had some type of history with, again, like a wife, fiance, girlfriend, casual sex lover. But when it comes to being violent towards just women for the sake of being women, because you're angry at the female gender as a whole, then yes, I will put more of the weight and stereotype of that on beta males.
Yeah, no, we can agree with that. That those the Elliot Roger types, and I always put more of a focus on the fact that most, if not all of them, got some type of they're mentally disturbed in some type of way, aside from the whatever kind of fucked up ideology they have towards women. But they would fall in the category of non-select beta males who are lashing out violently, being public active shooters on crowds of people. Like that's a whole nother realm of fucked up right there. But yeah, no.
And one more quick thing before I give up the mic. This is in regards to, I saw Edward Anderson in the chat room. He said something to the fact, you in order to check a woman, you have to get physical with her. There's no such thing as verbally checking a woman. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, Edward, that's bullshit. I've checked many women in my day verbally to success that shut them the fuck up. I ain't named literally hundreds of women. Well, I ain't named 100, maybe dozens, because most women I've dealt with didn't need to be checked because they usually were feminine and submissive types. But the women I did have to check, I've always successfully verbally checked a woman without having to put no hands on her or get physical with her. So I disagree with Edward's assertion on that note. And with that, I'll pass on the mic.
All right, Caesar D1 came through with a super chat as he always does. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. He says alpha is different from select. I think A.R.C kind of just alluded to that and touched on that one. He says we are alpha. It's amongst men and women. Select is a realm of women and who they choose. Alpha is the apex male. The two intertwine but are not the same. Good words right there. Caesar D1, thank you for that super chat. And so without further ado, we're about to go to J.I. Then we're just gonna rotate it on down. But go ahead, J.I. You got the mic, you got the floor. Go ahead.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you just fine. You got the floor.
All right, cool. I think that you're right about that, Bernard. Pretty much, whenever I've seen in personal life the guys that are likely to get aggressive with women, it's never an incel type of person. That we know that's not true. It's the guy that's used to getting all the women or whatever. Or he's not used to rejection, and they're used to being able to get away with whatever they do, so they can treat a woman however they want, and she accepts it. They're the like what he said. Do you know who the fuck you talking to? Come on. We know ain't no incels. Incels don't even speak like that. They don't even have the confidence to make that type of statement. So when you're talking about general violence against or casual violence against women, yeah, it would be more so the quote unquote select. I think those terms are ridiculous, but the quote unquote select guy that is more likely to do it because one, he's more likely to be able to get away with it because he's been able to do it. Because women accept more violence from him because they like him just in general. And two, he has the ego issue because he's not used to being denied and certainly not embarrassed. So in his mind, he's like, you're going to embarrass me? No. That's not going to work. And in any type of situation.
Real quick. Hold on. You made a real key point. You said it's not the denying part. It's the embarrassing part. I think, a more alpha select dude, he can handle the being denied. It's that embarrass him in front of his boys. I think that's the key part that's gonna ignite something. But go ahead. I just want
that's what's gonna set them off. And the in school, like the lame guys, they're used to being ridiculed and embarrassed. They just tuck their head, keep it moving. That's par for the course. But when you embarrass somebody who's quote unquote popular, oh no, he's ready to lay it all because all he has in his mind is his reputation. So you embarrass him in front of everybody? No, he's about to take it to the next level You see it in a lot of these videos that they posting, that these guys just aren't afraid to fight women. They don't have the same type of respect for women as it once was. So because the signs, just a sign of the times. So yeah, it's definitely not incels or lames or something like that do this type of thing. Now, if they said she had been followed home and stalked or something,
Yeah.
and somebody did something weird to her house, oh, okay, that's got the incel trademark on it. But this immediate, I'm gonna check you immediately. You embarrass me in public, so now I have to check you in public. That's the quote unquote select all day. And if you
Yeah,
get with women and ask them who they've been abused by in their relationships, they ain't been abused by incel type dudes. No, they have not. They have not been. It's been them hood niggas that's used to getting what they want and doing what they want because they do not care about them. So we got to be real about that part at least.
All right. You made a good distinction when you talk about the creepy guy that follow you home, like the guy on I forgot his name. Shit, what's his name on Players Club? The one that followed Diamond home from the club.
No, I
like
forgot the name.
Yeah, like that type of dude. Like that's some incel violence right there. That type of guy. You know, if chick come home and it's a guy in there sniffing her panties and broken her house to smell her panties. Okay, yeah, I will give you
that's
that.
incel.
That's some creepy
incel
shit right there. But no, good shit, J.I. Good shit. GA boy in the building. What's going on?
What's up, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Oh, you're a little low. You're a little low.
I'm a little low. Can y'all hear me?
Nah, not really, man. I mean, I can hear you, but you very low. Try to see if you could do something to adjust that.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall back and come back.
Yeah, all right, yeah, go ahead and come back. Silent Lamont in the building. What's going on? Come on, somebody got to give me something. Keith. All right, General, are you there?
Hey, what's up, man? You got me, brother?
Yeah, what's going on, General?
Hey, listen, man. Yeah, about all of this, I was listening intently to hear the outcome. Okay, so how many times, as a much younger man, you were out in the clubs and you always seen the guy who seemed to be very popular, and he was, always grabbing women by the arm as they walk by. Hey, let me holler at you. Come here, shorty. Whatever, yo. And then as soon as she denies him, he turns around and uses a verbal. He turns around and verbally abuses her. Oh, big head ass bitch. Nobody want to talk to you anyway with that ragged ass weave on top of your fucking head and them busted ass shoes. How many times have the men on this panel witnessed that happen?
Plenty of times.
Okay, so when you look at that type of guy, is he an alpha or is he a beta? Which would you say?
He very much could be a beta.
Right. But his appearance, his outwardly appearance would say alpha by most generalization as we look at him. He could be, but without knowing him personally, without knowing who he is. Because I had a homeboy like that. I had a homeboy that was real laid back, a little bit of alcohol. He turned into Superman. He was always grabbing bitches by the arm and go out to the club. Hey, come here, let me holler at you for a minute, shorty. Yo, woo, 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 this, that, and the third. Yeah, let me get at you for a minute. And as soon as she was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm here with my friends. I got him. He turned into this, well, fuck you then, bitch. Right? Now, in my opinion, he wasn't necessarily an alpha guy. He was a beta because he was real laid back, kind of, in his interpersonal relationships with women, he was real laid back. But on the outside, his outward appearance, he was kind of ebb between the two. It's kind of hard to kind of narrow these traits down because people can kind of fluctuate between the two, between an alpha and a beta, and and whatever the other generalizations are. The bottom line is, it goes back to what I think Bernard said. It goes back to a fundamental dysfunction that we have within our community. Okay, a sense of entitlement. You got a lot of, and I've seen this as I've gotten older. Let me make a disclaimer. I've never been that way. I've never grabbed a woman and said, hey, even as a young man, yo, come here, shorty, let me holler at you for a minute. I never had those issues. I didn't have to do it. All right, that's number one. Number two, the men that did do it, they all, in my opinion, from what I knew and what I saw and observed, they all had similar attributes, similar attitudes. In other words, they felt entitled to. So the brothers, like the brother just said a moment ago, the brothers that do not necessarily have that problem with dealing with women. They have this sense of entitlement, which brings on that type of attitude towards women.
What the general, real quick, I want to interject. See, this is one of them situations based on what you were just describing, where I would have to incorporate the dynamic of social economic class into play. Because at the risk of generalizing, the only time I've seen brothers exhibit that type of behavior where they grab a woman's arm and say, hey, shorty, let me holler at you, that's usually hood or semi-hood types. Like when I've been at bougie parties, I never see that, like ever. When I'm at those upper class, what most people call the bougie Jack and Jill crowd type parties, you don't see brothers being that aggressive with women to the point where they grab the arm and say, hey, let me holler at you. Everything's all verbal. It's the guys are more laid back. I see that behavior when I'm at a club in Chicago where most of the brothers, again, are like streetish or at least semi-streetish. And then you see brothers grabbing women's arms and stuff. But yeah, when I'm at like the upper middle class type social events and parties, I don't see brothers doing that, man. So that a lot of that has to do with what class you in.
And agreed. However, comma pause, when you talk about just a real popular night spot, for example, in Los Angeles, or when I've gone to places in New York, I've seen it happen there. And these were not not necessarily the hood ghetto spots, so to speak. For example, I was at a party in Manhattan, and you can't necessarily say that, in my opinion, Alan. I'm not here to debate.
Okay, I'm not going to argue your experiences. I don't want to do that.
In my opinion. In my opinion, I've been in very bougie, very posh spots down in Manhattan, rooftop parties, and I've seen it happen there. That doesn't mean that these individuals did not come from that type of environment. And you're absolutely right. Generally, I have to agree with that point that you made. Generally, it has a lot to do with socioeconomic background and where you come from and your day-to-day lifestyle. I will agree with you. But I've also seen it in very suave, bougie spots. I've seen it at formal military functions, believe it or not, with very educated men who were upper tier officers and senior non-commissioned officers, believe it or not.
Wow. Okay.
Guys that were in the military for 30, almost 30 years. I've seen them exhibit that type of attitude. And you would think that most men that are in the field that I'm in, you kind of have to be an alpha trait mentality man in order to get to certain levels within the organization. You see what I'm saying? You have to be that push through type of guy. And I've seen that type of man exhibit that type of behavior. And it had a lot to do with alcohol. Normally, under normal circumstances, I don't think that they would have acted out in that manner. But, circumstances kind of dictate, what goes on in the environment. I saw a guy, an older guy, matter of fact, very distinguished gentleman, career military man, fucking lieutenant colonel, 30 plus years in the army, and he let a bitch have it. He offered to buy the bitch a drink, she denied him, and he let her fucking have it. Like, bitch, how dare you turn my drink down? Who the fuck do you think you are? Do you not know who I am? Type shit.
Wow.
So I've seen that.
Okay, that's
yes, I've seen that. Bitch, I worked at the Pentagon. Do you not know who the fuck I am? He wasn't overly loud where it made a scene, but I just happened to be in earshot, and that's what he said to her. Hey, what? Excuse me? Do you not know who I am? Do you not know what I do? I work at the Pentagon. Now, how dare you turn down a drink? It's a simple drink. I'm not asking you to go to bed. Well, I'm just offering you a drink. We're standing here at the bar. That was the conversation. We're standing here at the bar, and I was gracious enough to offer you a drink, and you decide to turn it down. So yes, it is, in my opinion, it has a lot to do with sometimes, like the other brother said, that feeling of entitlement. A lot of brothers out here are entitled. I've seen it on the reverse side too. I've often told the story of where I was down in Austin at a cigar lounge, and these sisters came in, and this one sister went over to the bar where his brother was, and he wasn't paying her no attention, no vibes. She took the brother's drink, poured the drink on top of the brother, thumped her cigarette in his face, and all this other kind of shit, simply because she wasn't getting the attention that she felt she deserved. So it kind of happens on both sides. I know we're talking about men here, but I just want to tell you a little bit about some of the human nature that I've witnessed.
That's an interesting. That's another topic. You just touched on that female entitlement and why females why they will sometimes lash out like that if they don't get the reaction that they want. That's interesting. It don't happen as much. That's why it don't necessarily get talked about, because guys are normally approaching. But the few times that a woman put herself out there and a guy give her that lean back, one eyebrow raised look, that just fucks up their whole life right there. They done. they about to go cry in the bathroom on that shit. But without further ado, got to see if we can get Silent Lamont. See if he's ready to go. Keith, you in the building?
Yeah, man. I'm just listening, man. I just want everybody to get a chance to get everything out.
Oh, okay. All right. You ain't ready to add just yet?
No, nothing. I mean, everyone's on their soapbox right now, so I guess I have nothing to add right now.
Come on.
Hey, can y'all
GA boy, yeah, we can hear you, GA boy. And oh shit, we've officially summoned Obsidian. He's in the queue.
Oh, that's what's up. How y'all guys doing today, man? What's up, fellas?
What's up, George boy?
Go ahead, GA boy. You got it.
What's going on, GA?
Yeah, I mean, all you guys pretty much are hitting on topic, man. Like, I kind of agree with Bernard and JI actually what they were saying earlier, where just from what I see in life, what I see with my eyes, I can't put the non-select, the guys who are in the basement, in the category of just hitting women who they approach and deny them. I can't do that. I don't think they're not doing stuff like that. Now, the thing what I see in that video is what I think beta and alpha males do at times is when we're with our friends and you get rejected, you act out. I see a guy who pretty much had his homeboys recording him hollering at a girl, and she said no, and he wasn't finna be laughed at. He wasn't finna be jobbed on by his homeboy, so he hit her in the face with a skateboard. I mean, we all been with our homeboys out somewhere and they done something stupid. You be like, bro, why you do that? You know what I'm saying? Because they showing out for their homeboys. I mean, at the end of the day, that young man gonna regret that, bro. Because like I said in the chat, he's gonna be on a t-shirt by August. That's a mistake. He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have. Him showing out for his homeboys is gonna cost him his life. Somebody's gonna hurt him for that, bro. He's not gonna be able to walk around and let somebody family member go viral. I mean, he hit her dead in the face with that skateboard, bro. I'm talking about dead in the face. And he really was just showing out for his homeboys. That's really what the video is about. I don't think you can put it on alpha, beta. I don't know if he's alpha or beta. It's not enough info in that video. I mean, some guys try to say he's select because he was like, this skeeto, who the fuck this bitch thinks she is? I mean, that don't mean nothing. I don't know if he's alpha or beta by the video. But what I do know is he was showing out for his homeboys. And that's something that alphas and betas do. And unfortunately, man, he's like I said, he's going to be on a t-shirt by August for pulling that little stunt. But it is what it is. That's kind of my 2 cents I wanted to put in. But I did want to say that I don't agree that incels or the beta males are the ones out here hitting girls. I can't agree with
that. All right. Thanks for your commentary. I agree with most of what you said there. But let's see. Let's go to BK Hammer. Then we're gonna go to Obsidian because I know Obsidian got a lot to do with this. And for those in the chat, A.R.C had already sent me a message saying he had a Skype consultation that he had to run to. So he was already on limited time. So A.R.C had to run. I know the chat was gonna start buzzing. Oh, A.R.C left when Obsidian came. No, that ain't what happened. He had a consultation he had to get to. Let's not start no bullshit. BK Hammer, go ahead. You got the floor.
Hey man, how y'all doing? All right. Now, first thing I want to say is we always category people and we try to lock these categories into these really narrow boxes. Whenever somebody speaks of something, they speak about an alpha and they speak about a beta. They don't speak about none of the rest of them. They'll only stick you in one of those 2 boxes, which is wrong. Most alphas don't give a shit that she rejected him because he got somebody else he's going to get to that night, or he can make a phone call at the end of the night and get some ass if he need it. Okay, he don't have.
It's a key point that you got to average into the equation, and we already touched on this. I think J.I. touched on it. I kind of touched on it in my opening diatribe. The key point is not just the rejection. If she would have just did a hey, sorry, not interested. I got a boyfriend. Sorry. I think that the situation probably would not have happened. But we couldn't see what was happening beforehand. But what we could see is her saying, now go back up there on the porch with your friends.
Oh no, I got no problem with that.
Yeah, it's that showing him up in front of his boys part. Like if a chick tell you some shit like that, and you just turn around, tuck tail, and walk up on the porch with your friends, your boys, like, ooh, okay. If you were more softer, more on that beta male spectrum, you know, you ain't that chest beating you dude with all the bravado and all of that. You could take that L and just walk up there. But a chest beating alpha male ain't trying to get shown up in front of his boys like that. It's the showing them up part that makes a guy lash out. Not just the rejection, just not a polite no thank you, but it's that trying to show them up part.
Let me explain something about it. About I'm not an alpha. I'm pretty much a sigma. But let me explain something about the trait of an alpha. When I show up, that come with me. Okay? If I don't care about what she's doing. I don't have to show my boys that either. They already know. When I get to her, I'm going to size her up. If it doesn't matter up, I'm going to move on because she ain't worthy of me. I'm going to turn her down worse than she's turning me down because I'm an alpha. I stand over her. I don't need her. I'm going to show her I don't need her. By me responding means she got something over me. She can actually put me in a place. That doesn't happen with an alpha. I don't care what place she's trying to put me in. I'm standing here. She can't move me. She can't move me from where I'm standing at, Ram. This is what I'm trying to say. That's why I can make a phone call later, because that woman can't move me. I'll shift her fucking ass out like anybody else. I don't give a shit. I ain't got to be her.
I get that. I get that. That's a good attitude to have. More dudes need to have it. But let's just paint it. Let's lay out that scenario.
That's an alpha.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I got you. But let's lay out this scenario. You tried to holler at that chick in front of your friends. She get a little live with you, reject you kind of harshly, and then wrap it all up with now go back up there on that porch with your friends. What you do, Mr. Alpha? What you do?
Pull out my motherfucking phone, make a phone call, have a bitch holler over my phone about how she gonna suck my dick tonight. And then walk the fuck off. I'm an alpha, man. The fuck is y'all talking about?
All right.
That's what you do. That's what you do. I know you said that thing about being able to shoot a 3-pointer. Okay? You step out there on the motherfucking court, you look at her, wink at her, and pop that shot. That's what alphas do. We don't lash out like that. That's somebody else along the trait, not an alpha. But y'all like to put things in them two categories only because alphas are considered to be arrogant and aggressive. Only. That's all the fuck they are. Only. They don't do nothing else. They don't eat bacon. They don't make toast. They don't drink milk. They only arrogant and aggressive. That's it.
The argument is that alphas are more arrogant and more aggressive and got more testosterone than betas. They're more likely to have a confrontational reaction to somebody trying to show them up because they don't want their pride and their manhood stepped on like that. Now you lay out a really good way to deal with that. And if you could time it and sync it just right to where you can get the chick pulled up talking about sucking your dick in the amount of time that the chick's still standing there, and you could definitely show her up in that way. And if you sync all that just right, then yeah, you got another way to show her up. But I think a lot of guys who got that high testosterone, high alpha, used to getting their way, used to getting on, if they get kicked in the nuts like that publicly, they're going to have some type of harsh reaction. Maybe not a full-blown skateboard kick, but a fuck you then, bitch. A lot of them will do that.
Right.
You have the right mindset. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying you can't universally apply that to all people who you can't universally apply that to all people who would consider themselves alphas, who get out there and really try and holler at women and try to get on with them.
You said something key. Consider themselves alpha. That's the problem. That's the problem. You're talking about guys who consider themselves alphas. Guys who act like alphas. If a man challenges me, hold on. If a man challenges me, I may respond that way because that's a male. I don't have to respond that way to a female. Okay, I'm not gonna get up here and stand on this box and talk about how she's beneath me, but I don't worry about what she has. I can move on from her. She's a checkout. If I turn to the left, there's 4 of them over there. If I turn to the right, there's 4 of them over there. What makes her so differently so much more important? If I really want to show up, I would get one of them. I would get one of them 4 on each side and walk by her later if I want to show her up. I don't have to hit her.
Oh,
That's
yo, no,
usually a guy who's hurt.
if all the stars line up just right where you could just go walk over there to the left, get another woman and parade that woman in front of her, yes. But if that woman try to show you up, and keep in mind, I don't do that shit. I can just walk away and just say fuck it, whatever. But what I'm saying is I'm not analyzing you, all right? I'm analyzing the type of guy who have that type of reaction where if he's getting shown up by a woman, and that woman is showing him up, embarrassing him in a crowd, that the type of guy that's going to have some type of harsh reaction where he's going to lash out, either verbally cussing her out or potentially getting violent to the point like that what that dude right there did. I'm saying that is typically not some non-select beta male. A non-select beta male going to tuck tail, walk away, take his L. He used to losing. That alpha male who ain't used to getting shown up, who can't deal with that, got that big overinflated ego. He's more likely. I'm not talking about you, but that type of alpha dude is more likely to have some type of stand his ground, harsh reaction.
Well, who's more likely of them two guys to be able to line them stars up that way? A alpha or a beta?
Oh, alpha all day.
Okay, then. So more than likely, we're the ones who are gonna walk the fuck off with beta. The one who.
But you kind of borged a little bit, but who's more likely to have the big ego and the high testosterone and not wanting to be shown up? That's also
another thing I don't like.
That's also
something else I don't like about the alpha thing. Everybody attributes alpha to just ego. So self-confidence is not just ego. Ego is the arrogant part of it, but the self-confidence is something different.
Okay, pride.
You don't have to have there's an ego.
Okay.
Yeah, but my pride got me to call that other chick.
I know, but your pride also don't want to be shown up in front of a crowd either.
I really wish I can get y'all out around a bunch of dudes who actually act like that, and y'all can see the difference. You would call that fucking dude out immediately if you got around a bunch of dudes who really perform the way I'm just talking about.
Dude,
really
I understand exactly what you're talking about is exactly the reason why I didn't care about a rejection, because I know it's 3.5 billion women on the earth. You just got to move on. But that getting shown up part, that didn't happen, and this goes back to the reaction to it. That shit didn't happen because he got rejected. It happened because she tried to show him up.
It was a disrespect.
I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to pass the mic.
Cool.
To me, I attribute it to man training. Okay, my father was a man who, when I came in the door and I said something particular to my father, if I had any winkling of something about wanting to cry, what you crying for? But that's going to change. Now let's talk about the situation and move the fuck on. Okay, you learn how to deal with a situation without fucking emotionally responding to it and being violent necessarily, unless you have to be. If a guy challenges me to some shit, we finna get it in. Okay, but if it's some bullshit, I'll walk the fuck off. That's man training. If you come up under a fucking man who teaches you how to deal with life, because when you at work and somebody come in and say, hey, you can't do such, what you gonna do? Get mad and hit the fucking boss? It's man training. Learn how to deal with your emotions. Men control their emotions. Women are the ones who don't have control of their emotions. And any man who can't control his emotions, the first thing we're going to do is look at him sideways. What the fuck is wrong with this little bitch ass acting dude? That's the first thing you said about that guy. He acting like a bitch. That's not acting like a man.
No, we agree on that.
Alphas act like men. Men. We have men traits. This is why I don't like when people attribute alpha to any aggressive or arrogant thing.
No offense, but what the fuck are we talking about anymore?
Yeah, we getting far upfield.
We talking about alphas because alphas was in the conversation, bro. Was it not?
Sure.
All right.
Okay, so then what?
Jack, hold on. Let me read this.
Let him finish. Let him finish. He has something to say. Let him finish.
Go ahead.
I have to say this, okay? We get wrapped around these labels, right? What's an alpha? What's a beta? Can anyone on this fucking phone actually explain to me that what is an actual alpha male?
An alpha is a leader among men.
What is an actual beta male?
It actually has a definition. They all have definitions, bro. If you go read them.
Well, for the premise of this argument, I was essentially using
Right,
A.R.C.
I got you.
definitions. That I
He
would,
wanted to do that.
but there is a better, more broader definitions of what an alpha is, because when ARC talks about alphas and betas, he's talking about it's. I don't want to misrepresent him.
Yeah,
There's more
we can
to it.
get out of that. We
It's
can get
talking,
away from that.
it deals a lot with
We can get out of there.
how women view you. I was rocking with his definitions, and I think that's what most people were de facto doing when they were calling this guy some beta male type, some non-select or beta male loser incel type. I think most people were in that realm. But like, okay, let's leave. BK Hammer, I get your point. I get your point. Where you coming from? Jockey's Retro. Thank you for the super chat. He says the sense of entitlement comes from having things on a regular. Thank you for the super chat. And I kind of agree. I for the most part agree with that point. I think I kind of laid that out in my opening diatribe. Tony07 says I disagree of the title. I think the title should say is gamma males versus non-select. It's gamma male / non-select more violent because beta is second tier to alpha / sigma. Angry Man has a video explaining the differences. Good shit.
If I may have a moment, Bernard.
Yes, you may. And then we're gonna go to the old man after you get through. Go ahead.
So the illustrious general were asking about basically what is the alpha and the beta, essentially. And I'll first start off by saying people misconstrue the two, right? When it gets described, when I hear these conversations, it gets described as the alpha male is just, he's the man. He's got a 19-inch cock. He makes all the money. He gets all the bitches. Nobody can touch him. And a beta male is just a neck-bearded, bottom sniveling little bitch who's scared to talk to women and is insecure. Of course, I'm using extremes, but in general, is that kind of the description that I'm getting? Am I off on that so far?
Those are the most extremes on each end of how people typecast and stereotype it. But yeah,
roger that.
Nuance in the middle, but that's how a lot of people describe it. Yeah,
but basically to the extreme to make a point. Roger that. So the problem with that is these terms come more from a wolf pack, right? And if you've ever seen National Geographic, you have an alpha of the pack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you describe all the other wolves in the pack just a bunch of sniveling little bitches?
No.
Those are the betas, right? Those are the support, okay? Now, there's also a third that's also what's called an omega wolf. Now, he's actually the neck-bearded little bitch, okay? Not a beta. The beta is the fucking support. The beta fucks the leftovers, okay? Yeah, the alpha gets the bad bitch, all right? But the betas are fucking, and the betas are killing. You ain't gonna walk up to no beta wolf and swat at it. The beta wolf is gonna fuck you up. So the problem is that when conversations, I believe, about black men, the greater issue is that we oversimplify who black men are because black men can't be complex. So you can only be categorized as you ain't shit or you the man. And that's when I get in these conversations. That's why I say the mass majority of people are just normal. Most men are beta. I mean, I know all of us who get on these panels, we're all the most alpha men to have ever existed. But the reality is most motherfucking men walking around the planet are beta men, just normal, regular. The actual alpha man is a very small percentage of who men are. These are leaders of men. We're trying to make it about who's getting pussy, you know. Really, it's who's the leader of men? Who follows this motherfucker? Who's got the vision? Who's got the direction?
Gotcha. Good shit, Keith. Good shit. Obsidian in the building. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on? I knew this was one. I said at the beginning, I knew this was going to summon ARC, but I figured it would be sort of in your wheelhouse as well. So you got the floor, you got the mic. Take it wherever you're trying to take it to.
Yeah, so since we're going to run with a isolated incident on video and then attempt to craft an entire argument around it. All right, fair enough. So earlier, I want to say it might have been last year. Anybody see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, I didn't. I know about that movie. I didn't see it.
Quentin Tarantino picture stars. It was an all-star cast, but
Yeah.
Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Brad Pitt plays, or Leonardo DiCaprio plays an aging Hollywood actor, and Brad Pitt plays his longtime stunt.
I need to see that.
And on the red carpet premiere for the film, one of the actresses, Lena Dunham, just barges through and tries to kiss Brad Pitt. Okay? Without his consent. Can anybody hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, brother. You got the speed.
Without foreknowledge or his consent. Okay? Lena Dunham has a long track record. Some of y'all may remember her little tete-a-tete with NFL player Odell Beckham. She has a long track record of doing shit. Had she been a man, she would be Me Too'd. But because she's a woman, it's okay. So my question is this. Is this about gendered behavior? Is this only a problem because a man did something? Or is this about bad social behavior? Because see, in the black community, and I mentioned a white situation among Hollywood actors. Brad Pitt, it don't get more alpha than that. I mean, we can empirically measure. We don't have to, see how many angels can dance on the head of a pin here. No, Brad Pitt is the shit.
And his girl still left him.
Okay? So by definition, I mean, top model, made lots of money in acting, all the rest of it. And yet, he's got this broad coming out of nowhere trying to land one on the kisser. And we're supposed to just act like that didn't happen. We're supposed to just laugh about it. We're supposed to just laugh it off. Right? But then if we had this situation here with a skateboard, and I'm not saying that what happened was right. I'm not arguing that. What I'm arguing is, are we only talking about this because it's men doing it? See, I find that deeply sexist. Oh, how sexist of you. In the black community, now we're going to bring it to the black community. Oh, man, I know what it's like to get unwanted attention from black women and then go ham when you say no. But once again, we're supposed to act like that didn't happen. We're supposed to explain it away. Aren't you glad that you're supposed to be getting some sexual attention? No. No, I'm not. And since we're going to talk about non-select guys, see, this is the argument. Non-select guys are supposed to be happy they're getting any action at all. Blind, deaf, crippled, or crazy, right? 8 to 80. Can't walk, drag them, right? Right? You're not supposed to say no. I've had women tell me, who the fuck do you think you are? For turning them down. Because a lot of black women honestly believe, well, Sue, if I can't get him, they have a pecking order in their head. If I can't get him, I'll get him. If I can't get him, I'll get him. I know I can get him. And then when that doesn't happen, now we're off to the races. Right? So who's entitled again? Who's so entitled they don't even get called on their entitlement again? Who is that? We got entire movements built on entitlement, colorism, featureism, fat shaming, body positivity. Bitch, who told you had a right to get a fucking man and a high post one at that? Who told you that? Who said that? Who? I'm looking at Kevin Samuels last night. He got this broad who describes herself as an 8. He puts her on the camera. The bitch is lucky if she can make a 3.5. Talking about she want a high post man. Really? 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 Now, again, I'm not saying that what happened to this particular girl was right. I don't endorse violence. I want to make that clear. I don't endorse violence. And he should rightly be called to account for his actions. Got no problem with that. But are we going to really sit here and act like that's the only thing that's going on? Really? Black women get away with fucking bloody murder. And we all know it. Many of them are mean-spirited, antisocial, can't take no for an answer, entitled, and we're all supposed to just put up with it. Because slavery. Because Eurocentric beauty standards. No, because the black men they want don't want you.
You forgot about one thing, oh man. How dare you forget about this one thing? The most important thing. Mama.
Yeah. We're supposed to just put up with it. What happened to Brad Pitt should have been at the height of Me Too should have been discussed like a motherfucker. That tells you what happened to him on the red carpet. Tells you just how fraudulent the whole thing is.
It actually get worse than that, old man. Did you see the Genuine situation when he got
Yes.
slandered for not want?
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, I agree with you. Like, I mean, I'm not arguing with you with that. I do think that women are entitled. I mean, you can't nobody argue that. I mean, that's why so many single women that are 5s and 6s out here, because you're right. They think they're 8s and they're not, and that's the problem. I totally agree with you with that, old man.
Yeah, I saw it, and I thought it was for a very simple reason. The man ain't against a trans person. No, the man has a right to say no to somebody that didn't ask him for a kiss. I can see if he asked him for a kiss or whatever. No, he didn't ask for a kiss. And that was supposed to be like a trans woman. So in other words, a guy transitioning to a woman. And let's think about that for a minute. Let's think about this for a minute. See, a lot of women know that they can flout certain conventions that if it were for a man, they get banged on. Let's turn it around. What would happen to Genuine if he just tried to smooch up on some chick without her express prior consent? We all know what happened.
Lawsuits.
No, let's with
that shit.
Let's raise the stakes on that even more. Let's say it's not Genuine. It's just some regular guy trying to smooch up on some celebrity chick like that, because that would really make it equal. And then that a random guy just walk up to Halle Berry, even if they were on some little set, some couch. I think Genuine was shooting some little reality TV show, but the person who did it was unknown. We know who the hell that person was. So if Halle Berry is on some reality TV show set and some guy who's just an unknown sitting next to her leans in, kind of grabs her a little bit and tries to kiss up on her, he's going to jail.
We actually had an example of that, Bernard.
Go ahead.
It was like, I don't know, I saw a video. It was like it was outrage about it like a year ago. A reporter, she was like reporting on a race or some shit, and a dude like walked by and like pinched her ass and kept running and shit. Motherfuckers was like, find this motherfucker, kill him, treat him.
So all I'm saying here is that we have to be much more. See, my thinking is it's easy to get guys because, like the skateboard incident shows us, it's so over the top. Boom. See, I'm much more attuned to the fuckery that a lot of women do. I'm kind of like, to give a better analogy that you guys can understand, I'm like a hypervigilant NBA ref in the Michael Jordan era. If I think you make do a reaching foul, yeah. And that's
Somebody in the chat made a good point. They're basically forcing straight dudes like, if you don't let fucking trannies touch you, you ain't shit. Like that whole,
exactly.
you know, have you seen the shit on Facebook? Some shit about you're a sexist if you don't accept a man that's turned into a woman, and then you're really discriminating. And
you're 100% correct. And this is what I mean. Female-centered. A lot of guys are not socially aware, socially attuned, adroit, and verbally facile with language. It's nobody's fault. Just most guys, in this case, especially most black guys, are not adept in these ways, and a lot of black women know it. And they use that to manipulate and play on people. This is the reason why I said a few weeks back, Bernie, why it was so important that black men got themselves together and pushed back in the form of ads against this very notion. Remember that video some weeks back. Here the sister sits in her car, says, if you are black and you do not support Black Lives Matter with regard to gays, lesbians, and transsexuals, you're really not black. That's bullshit. That's bunk. But see, black men don't see the value in soft things like language. Let's just be honest. Most brothers aren't very good communicators. They're not good writers. They're not good speakers. They're not really good with picking up on subtle social cues and language. So this is the reason why a lot of sisters don't want to deal with me, because they know I am. They know it. They can't pull that shit on me. So I'm very, very aware of the little subtle shit that a lot of black women do. And I'll call them on it. Loudly. Yes, black women are far and away more entitled than the rank and file black man. Not even close. And if you don't think so, tune in tonight on St. Kevin's show. Night after night after night, he brings in delusional bitches. Just flat out delusional. Every night. You're hard pressed to find examples of black men who come anywhere close. Not even close.
yeah, because there's this lie about that gets tossed around in these conversations about tens, right? And I think, you know, people try to misconstrue because men look on IG and Google over Instagram models. Most men are under no illusion that they're going to get an Instagram model in the real world. All right. Like that's woman's play, right? Most dudes know, hey, this is my fucking lane. All right. Because men have to perform. So we don't really have the luxury to be delusional at all.
You either take the women that are available or you say fuck it and sit it out.
Yeah.
Those are three options. You either take the women you can get or you sit it the fuck out. Fuck it. But you don't get to make movements and shit rooted in the fact that you can't get the bitches you want. This is the reason why I scoff at these people. Like, you just mad because you can't get the bitches you want. Man, bitch, shut the fuck up. You ain't got nothing to say about colorism. You ain't got nothing to say about futurism. You ain't got nothing to say about body shaming. You ain't got nothing to say about you can't handle a strong black woman. Shut the fuck up.
My G. I mean, that's it, man. Because at a certain point, bro, you got to start arguing with these psychopaths, bro. You motherfuckers are insane, bro.
Brandon L said 27 Obsidian is back. I know how to trigger Obsidian with a title. I knew he was gonna come in with all the fire and brimstone today.
I swear to God, if I recreate a video, I'm gonna recreate Obsidian with fucking set. Yeah, hell yeah, I heard they die and I hope they burn in hell.
Oh man.
I love what oh man is bad. I love that shit, nigga. That nigga passion, bro. That nigga back, bro.
Yeah, he got fired up on this one. Oh shit, I'm bumping my mic trying to readjust some things today. I just went out on a little note on my birthday. We're gonna get back on the topic real quick, but my birthday was yesterday. And again, I'd like to thank everybody who sent some birthday love my way. But I went out and I got a well, it's not here yet. I had to order it. But I got some new equipment that I'll be trying out really soon. I got some new equipment. I'll just say that. Trying to get off this Yeti mic. Trying not to be Team Yeti mic up in here. So I've got some new equipment that I'll be trying out within the next
I'm not
week.
here. I'm not.
Did you say something? I mean, we had a little. Well, right now we got a little break in the action. Let me do this because I haven't done this yet today. Right now, I'm gonna go to you, 8-ball jacket. I don't even know your name. I just see the infamous 8-ball jacket that was worn during the slap third around the world.
Oh, it's a flag now.
Yeah, you dead wrong for that.
A moment in
It's a
Clips Black
battlefield
history.
flag now.
Yeah, you ain't shit, man.
That's awesome, bro.
But
Listen, I'm not gonna stay for a long time. Just wanna. I might have missed it. Okay.
Real quick, fellas. We got 199 people watching, only 75 likes, 4 thumbs down. Let's get those likes up or the thumbs down.
Oh yeah,
that sounds funny. Thumbs down, up.
Thumbs down.
But anyway, let's get the likes up. We need to be seeing bare minimum 100 likes. It really should be at least 150. So we got to get those likes. So we got to take a little pause in the action before we let Mr. 8-ball jacket go ahead and give his word. I got to come on through with some more likes. Come on now, hook me up on the likes. We only went from 76 to 78. I'm gonna refresh, see if that's my screen must be frozen. If the likes only 76 to 78. Okay, shit, they dropped down to 77. Somebody, okay, now they at 81. Let's do better on these likes. Let's get these likes up. But going forward, y'all are stingy than a motherfucker today. Damn it. They up to 83. Come on, can we see 90? Can we see 90? Stop what you're doing. Take your phone out your pocket. Hit the like button so we can move on with the show. We got Obsidian up here, bringing all the heat and passion. Let's get it. I see 89. Let's get to 90. Oh, somebody took away their dislike and added to the like comment. The like total. I see we at 91. All right, that's enough. We can get 8-ball jacket in here. You can go ahead and start talking. Y'all can continue hitting that like button as we going forward. Go ahead. 8-ball, you got the mic. We had 93. Let's keep it going. Let's hit 100. 8-ball, you got it.
Like I said, man, I'm not here for long, yeah. It's just that I might have missed the show, but there was this announcement that there was going to be Black Bachelor, and the previous Black Bachelorette, she said she would have preferred it if it was one of the guys from her season, a black guy that she rejected. It was a slight.
Wait, back up. What did she say? I missed what you said. What did she say?
There was a guy that was on her season, a black guy, and she would have preferred it to be him. Now, I'm not sure.
Are you saying the Black Bachelorette wish she would have picked one of the black guys that was on her season?
She wishes that the new Bachelor, the Black Bachelor.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, was a guy.
Should have picked him from. Carry on.
Exactly. So she wants the Black Bachelor to be a woman, a guy that black women have already rejected. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? So I'm just putting it out there. I'm not staying there for long. So yeah, good day, guys. Good show. I'll be in the chat.
All right, thanks.
Sure.
All right. Oh man. All right. Where was we at? Thank you everybody who hit the like button, and those of you, we had 98, not quite at 100 yet, but thank you to everybody who did participate and hit the like button. I don't know why in Black YouTube people are stingy with the likes. I even understand you're being a little stingy with your hard-earned money, but the like button, that's just ridiculous. Anyway. Anyway, we got Edward Anderson in the building. Me and Ed, we had a one-on-one. We exchanged some emails about. We was talking about Wednesday. We got to get
Oh my God,
timing.
I'm never gonna talk.
We got to get the time.
Nah, well, this time I'll get my lead off, so I'll get it all out.
I'm fucking with you, bro. Get it, bro.
Well, you know, you got people in the chat talk about, I hope Edward don't come in here and take it over. And I'm like, man, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like, you know, for folks that don't know me, because they be thinking that shit's funny. But anyway, yeah, man, if likes were currency, man, black people would be in poverty, man. I don't know what it is about them likes. That's something that's always been an issue in the manosphere. We got them to give up some more money, but them likes, I don't know. But anyway, as far as this topic, you know, this is a real interesting topic. You know, when it comes to violence and women, that's always like a tricky subject because folks are always in their feelings. I did say something early in the chat that a lot of folks disagree with, and I wanted to explain that real quick. And it was this myth of checking women. This idea that it's a myth that you can verbally check a woman. And to further explain that, what I meant by that is you can't verbally check a woman unless you have some kind of power behind it. Meaning, if she's not afraid to lose something that you provide, or she can't replace something that you have, we could call that economics, we could call that dick currency, we could call that how she feels about you, then black women in particular, but women in general, but black women in particular, you checking them don't mean shit. And I find that some black men understand what checking is, but when this comes to like explaining what that is, a lot of dudes have a hard time because I think black men, they have this myth around checking bitches. And at the end of the day, a lot of these chicks, if you're not set up properly, you ain't checking nobody. These women are checking you. And I think too many dudes put their ego into it, and they're in relationships where, yeah, they may be like, take the OnlyFans shit, for example. You know, motherfuckers talk about they want to set ultimatums to these chicks if they get an OnlyFans account. I'm like, that bitch gonna do what she want to do, because at the end of the day, what you're providing is replaceable.
Well, hold on. Somebody said they're gonna give an ultimatum to a chick if she got an OnlyFans account. They talking about a chick that they dealing with, like they girl?
Yeah, that's an example though. Good, and I've heard that happen a couple of times where motherfuckers be dating motherfuckers and then they just pop that account. It's like, I don't want to do that, and it's like, what you gonna do? That's an example. But in general, I mean, at the end of the day, dudes always talk about, well, you know, black men just check women more. And I ain't talking about anything that was said on the panel, but I'm talking. I've had this conversation, and I say, well, what is checking? What does checking mean to you? And it's like they can't explain what the fuck it is. And I say that because when you saw the dude with the skateboard hit the chick, I'm like, okay. And then he said, well, man, you said Bernard, well, you just verbally check her. I'm like, there was nothing he could do to verbally check her. Like cussing. Think about it. Him sitting there cussing at her until she leaves. Is that really the most masculine thing? Is that if you're walking by that situation, unless that's if you know that's your girl, is that a good look? That's you just yelling at her till she's tired. Think about it.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it right back to you. But you just touched on something that I think I don't know if I did a whole stream on this or if I just touched on it for a while. But that is the biggest lose that a man can ever be in when a chick in public disrespects you. Because if you just walk off, you are looking like a bitch. If you cuss her out, you still looking like a bitch. It's like it's nothing you can do in that situation that's going to make you come out looking right. And that's why I say
that's a checkmate.
That's why some dudes lash out with violence. It's like it's nowhere else you can go with that. I mean, that's why that dude lashed out with the skateboard thing. If he just would have bitch, and just went what Tupac did to Janet Jackson on Poetic Justice, it would have been nothing. He would have still looked bad. It's like you're going to look bad either way, and the chicks know that, and they know most dudes ain't about to knock them out. So they just got free reign to be disrespectful during the rejection. But anyway.
You know, real quick, where you really fucked, it's funny. Now that conversation when you get into interracial dating, don't be a nigga out here in Frisco, Texas, loud talking your white chick in Frisco Mall. Nigga know where you at.
Oh yeah, I mean, what I tell dudes, real talk, is, you know, dudes don't agree with this either, but a good way, a good quick and dirty way of checking the chick is fucking another bitch and daring that bitch to stay. Because if she stay, now you know where you stand with her. If she forgives you for cheating on her, then you already know what time it is. At that point, you can tell me about checking the chick. I'm not saying that's the only circumstance, but at that point, somebody could just say it and not have to explain it. Because at the end of the day, she wouldn't stay if you're not obviously providing something. You know, after once you cheat on her. Same thing too is if a chick is giving you money. That's what pimps usually say. That's usually a quick and tell way. Obviously, it's something about you that she keeps going. But older dudes can talk more about that than I can. But my point is, yeah. So me personally, yeah, I'm gonna walk away because I'm not gonna hit a chick because I'm not going to jail. But like just like when like Carmelo Anthony when he got played when old girl, even though this isn't a good example, when Lala had that power scene, he felt emasculated. What did he do to get his masculine points back up? Cheated on her. And women always love to, oh, how could he do that? It was just a scene. No, it wasn't. And
You gotta
she
get
didn't need the
permission.
fucking money. I mean, he gonna.
My nigga Edward say it's better to look like a bitch than be somebody's bitch.
Well, at the end of the day, because and another thing you got to keep in mind
Did I just leave Edward speechless?
Huh? No, it wasn't speechless. I was going where I want to go with that. Like, cause I could go left, I could go right with that. But what I'm gonna say is,
like,
it's
nah,
also
nigga,
a difference between is it a crowd or is it a are you in a crowd or is it just like one or two people? Because in that situation, it wasn't a crowd. It was just one person camming it. And if you talk about like your friend and like, oh man, you look at fuck him, fuck them. So my thing is, I could more see that if he was in a crowd. You know, even though I'm saying you shouldn't hit a chick with no fucking skateboard. That's some young person shit too. Y'all talk about that incel shit and that which is bullshit. My thing was that dude is young. He's with a skateboard. He's got to be south of 25. He's got to be, or his mind is young. And a lot of these young motherfuckers, these millennials, they don't give a fuck about smacking the bitch. Like, and that's one thing that wasn't really said, I don't think, covered when other people were on the panel. These younger dudes are more likely to smack a chick and check a hard check a chick than what millennials might be willing to do. And I think each generation, I'm not saying they don't hit, but they're less likely to do it in like a circumstance like that. If that makes any sense.
Sugar G, thank you for that $25 cash app. She says a happy belated birthday. I don't know if I announced that or shouted you out on the air for that cash app. And Michael Pitts. Oh shit, I'm fucking M Pitzer. My bad. I'm fucking up saying government names and shit. My bad. M Pitts. Thank you for the cash app. I appreciate that. Let's see. All right, who else got it? Obsidian, you wanted to add something else on here. You kind of took it in a different direction, and the direction that you took it is definitely it's related, but it also could be a whole nother topic that we could build on. You can technically do a whole show on where you take it, but right now I pass the mic back to you if you want to pick up where Ed was at, or or start back off where you last left off, whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, I'll just say this, that the fact that we're reduced now to incidents of the week on the de facto TV that's YouTube and Facebook, right? I mean, we're reduced now to trying to find the most outrageous event we can find to give commentary on and to be outraged by, instead of a preponderance of evidence in terms of crime data, CompStat, and so forth. Just tells you how weak the argument is, which is that these men just can't handle it. That's bullshit. These are isolated incidents. Men face rejection all the time. I mean, take prom season. Just to give you an example. In a country as big as the United States, right? And you got all these high schools across the country. You mean to tell me there ain't boys getting shot down for prom?
Every year.
Millions. Millions of boys are being shot down for prom. So by the logic, we should have.
Think they cared about Boko Haram?
Right, as I'm saying, we should have, scores of girls getting shot, stabbed, hatcheted up, thrown in a trunk. It doesn't happen.
This is a gynocentric argument. It's a complete. Like that's why I didn't even want to talk about that shit. Because any dude, I didn't hear anything that was said in the panel before I got on. Because I have it on mute and I'm in the chat. So don't nobody take this personally. But anybody that gives any kind of credence to that shit that is a male, a dude, you need to fucking look in the goddamn mirror. Because what that's telling me is that women can lead you when it comes to thought processes. Because the truth is, black men beat up on their women, I would argue, less than any other race. I would damn near argue any other group, ADOS black men, any other group on the planet. I think we in the top 1, 2, or 3, maybe 4 that do it the least. So because everybody is looking for something to put us in jail for, and also because quite frankly we've been cultured to accept our women with the mouth they have. Other men can't even psychologically handle some of the shit that black women do. That's why when you see a lot of interactions with Asians or white, you don't really see Asians whooping up on motherfuckers like that. But when it comes to getting around sisters, for some reason, that karate shit comes out. And I'm not trying to be racist, but you get what I'm saying. That shit comes the fuck out somehow. And same thing with white men. It's like they can't handle it. They don't know because they're not trained to deal with that. We know the nuance, just like Obsidian. You said it. The subtleties of black female fuckery. You know the difference between a flagrant 1, 1.5, 2, and a foul. They think a foul is like a flagrant 3, and they react in kind. Anyway, go ahead.
A lot of black women are allowed to get away with this. Our mothers do this. See, nobody wants to talk about this. Our mothers do this. Our grandmothers do this. Our sisters do this. And so on. It's baked in the cake of the culture. My position is this. This is going to sound very controversial. I said before, I don't condone violence, but I'll say this. In man world, you have to choose your words very carefully. In the world of men, you have to be very careful with your words.
Because we can always get popped in the mouth.
Yep. Be very careful. Tread lightly. Black women want to be part of man world. Can finish the sentence.
Like that whole Bernard, you were having a podcast about protection, right? And I think you made this point. All that, you wouldn't be all in a man's face waving your hands around if you didn't feel protected.
Right.
You're not gonna roll up to no bear, slap it on the ass if you thought that motherfucker was gonna swipe at. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta feel pretty fucking protected to come at a motherfucker twice your size.
Or you crazy as fuck.
And you can tell when they do. Hey, when they do get, it's amazing. I've seen women get hit, and it's amazing the reset instant.
Let me explain something to a lot of people that don't understand this. The average man's hand strength is 40 times that of an average woman.
We know that in the military about squeezing the trigger.
Not 40, 40 times the average guy. Average. We're not talking about a highly trained mixed martial arts expert, just the average guy on the street. He has a hand strength 40 times that of an average woman. And you honestly think that you're going to pop off with the average guy? We're not even talking about all the other biomechanics at work here. That girl is lucky to be alive.
Hand-eye coordination.
That fast twitch muscle. All of that. I mean,
well, a lot of it is impulse control too, because you see how women operate even with other women, and you see some shit like women. Understand, a woman has a lot more to worry about as far as being in danger by I'm talking about black women, by other black women than they do black men.
Now,
like, because a black woman they have no impulse control when it comes to dealing with each other. But go ahead.
I'm
I
with
mean, that's why when you see them situations where the ladies get loud, especially the black chicks, notice they always loud and they're always looking around, right? They're always checking their fucking environment, looking around to see, right? Yeah, but go ahead, bro.
No, you got the Nicki Minaj bitches, and then you got the K Michelle bitches.
I was gonna
So
say
the K Michelle bitches ain't looking around. The Nicki Minaj ones are though.
I was gonna say
The looking around one is the call for help. The get loud shit, that's to bring attention so everyone can look.
Yep.
That kind of brings protection to her because it brings eyes to her. And then the more eyes look at her, the louder she gets.
yeah, the argument goes that a guy won't do anything if other people watching. That they can test that proposition if they want. They can test
Some dudes don't give a fuck.
Exactly. They can test.
Like,
And then
you get hit with a skateboard.
And then ask, does anybody else want to step forward? Does anybody else want to get a piece of this? See, the lesson in this for black women is this. If you act like a man, you'll be treated like a man. See, in man world, men know there's a certain line where we ain't going to be woofing no more. We might do a little woof and talk shit. There's a line that gets crossed. And now it goes to the fisticuffs or worse.
I gotta put the unique signature. Go ahead.
Black women want to cross that line. That's cool. All right.
Hey, well, you need t-shirts, bro. Go ahead.
Let's be clear what you're doing. You're crossing a line in the world of men. So you left the world of women. See that? Women don't do that. Like the brother was talking about how men act. Let's talk about how women act. See,
after you've done Obsidian, I got a great point to piggyback off of what you just said, brother.
You cross that line out of how women act into how men act, all bets are off. The gloves come off. So what I would say, a lot of sisters need to give a lot of thought to this because it could end badly. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it was a skateboard this time. I saw a tape of a dude who busted sis upside the head with a chair.
Well, shit, all you gotta do is go to World Star Hip Hop. That's what made it.
All right. So, you know, and of course, I don't want to see nobody get shot. So it behooves sisters to tread lightly with this. It behooves them to do so. Because most of them ain't built for getting slugged by, a guy with 40 times the hand strength of her own. I'm just saying.
This is why. So I know, Keith, you about to jump in. Two things here. One thing is the signature thing that sisters do is if you getting into a lockdown argument and a dude wants to leave and then they actually get in the door and get in the way of you leaving. That is some unique shit I've only seen black women do. And I would love to explore the psychology, the just computer defect that has a black woman think that that's like a smart thing to do. Like you really are telling keep in mind the 40 power strength you just said, Obsidian, and you actually have, and this is a move that a lot of women will pull if you're in a cohabitating relationship. This is also where this in most violence that happens with women is domestic. So this bullshit about the incel shit, that on it, aka most of the time the motherfucker hits you fucking. So let's start. So that incel bullshit, that's just cognitive dissonance right there. And I can't believe that even gets presented. First it's the cat calling, then it's that. But the other thing too is a way that I usually will have these conversations if I'm gonna have them out in the open, is I present it this way. Most dudes that lead, most dudes that protect women the most, regulate the women the most. So if you look at groups, when women want to make the protection argument, I'm like, as a collective group, I'm like, okay, so you compare any group, give me a group that protects their women more than black men, all of them. Just give me a group. Well, Latinos, okay, you do realize Latinos are more likely to regulate your ass behind the scenes, though, aren't right? Well, ain't no They are. The difference, and a lot of the quote unquote protection that you see is really protection against other racial groups or other tribes. See, dudes are much more likely to jump to a female's defense against another race because they have their own hidden agenda with that shit. They don't want you with their woman in the first place or their women. So they're likely to do that without any questions asked. But if it comes to a Latin chick on another Latin chick, unless it's like family members or something, motherfuckers are not gonna just blindly jump on that shit as quickly. When it comes to folks in their own tribe, that shit gets looked into a little bit, unless you're dealing with family. Even when you're dealing with family, somebody generally wants to know what happened, whether they do something first or do something after the fact. And see, that's the thing that black women don't talk about, because at the end of the day, black women are doing what I call like trying to memorize words rather than actually reading. They want to look at something and copy it, but they don't understand the whys behind it because they've been so divorced from it, from, you know, generational fuckery. Anyway.
Yeah, somebody in the chat mentioned a woman that got thrown in the dumpster. And the title of the original video, and I already watched this, it says defenseless black woman cries as she's thrown in dumpster by a group of men. Now, one of the guys explained he made a video explaining the backstory of what happened. I'm played a video of them throwing her in the dumpster, but this is a rare situation where we get the backstory as to why and what happened. So what normally goes viral is this right here: defenseless black woman cries as she's thrown in dumpster by a group of men. But we got the backstory, but I'm gonna play the original video first.
Yeah, them young motherfuckers don't give a fuck.
He gonna kiss you back. Don't y'all be kissing all the time? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stop bluffing on her, man. Go ahead, kiss him. Kiss him. Blow him a kiss. Blow him a kiss. Blow him a kiss. Oh, he running for the... Blow him a kiss. Put it on him. Oh, what the fuck? She going in the dark room. They put her in the dark room. They put her in the dark room.
All right, that was fucked up. That was fucked up. Let me acknowledge the level of fucked upness about that. But there is a video.
Why is everyone surprised?
I've always hated that. Oh, that's some nigga shit.
Man, that's just the words. I can't stand the nigger actions.
I promise you. You ever see a crowd where you see that? I'm gonna be the only one looking lame as fuck, not saying shit. Just these motherfuckers, because I don't do that, man. I don't. I be that dude with the phone call, that meme. Nah, not really calling, but if it was a meme like that, I'd be like, these niggas. Anyway.
Now we about to hear some of the most inarticulate explanation.
So we about to hear Blue NBA Youngboy again.
Something like that.
I've heard some of these rappers, boy, they sound like they can't read, man. I swear. Go ahead.
All right, hold on. Let me bring it back up.
Just let me know when I get about 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, I got you. I'm gonna pass the mic to you. Hopefully, let me know y'all can hear.
They throw my name through that dirt. They try to soil me.
Oh my God.
I ain't on the code. Y'all like speaking on that shit though. Y'all don't know what's up. What was up with her? She out here touching the men and all that on the code. We wrong. We shouldn't. But guess what? Shorty really touching on the men. We don't know her. She out here spitting on niggas and all that. Y'all don't care. Y'all ain't winning that shit. They don't care about that though, bro. She out here spitting on niggas and all that, bro. Come on, brother. And I see all y'all rappers doing all this. Yeah, man. Yeah, handle my mother. Murder really been doing shit. I ain't been saving niggas. What you talking about? You hear me? She shouldn't have did that. But guess what? I ain't gonna lie. I apologize for everybody. For all the men and all that. You hear me? No funny. But she realized was disrespecting the men out here. I swear to God, nobody don't know her or none. She really was disrespecting the men. Like real live touching niggas, real live, real currying niggas on God. Like, you hear me? And on the code, like she really currying. Like, I don't even know her or none. Like, what the fuck? So what y'all gonna do if you outside cooling on my mother, a bitch coming right there, get the doing shit to you, her sister like fuck her, sister come get her. You hear me? Her sister try to come get her and all that. She still ain't leaving, bruh. You hear me? She still doing what she do, playing with niggas. Niggas don't care. Niggas don't care though, bruh. Niggas don't care. I see everybody coming and all that big rah shit. And on the code, they already know what's up me, everybody. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't even coming on that though. But you hear me? I'm put rest of my case as a man, you did, cause I'm a man about mine, you hear me? And you hear me? Like, you hear me? I'm a man about this shit, but
Like
guess what?
watching one
She
of
was
them Kung Fu
disrespecting
movies.
mine. We ain't harming these bitches or nothing. I ain't on my mother. What? She got right out the trash can, and I think she went home. And guess what? She looked at dumb wherever she went at. On the code, what? We ain't on that. We was cooler. We chilling. She walked up to us, spitting on niggas, touching niggas,
I thought this was gonna be
telling
like an
niggas do
actual
they want.
story.
Fuck, what? We don't know you. What the fuck is you talking about? What? We told her sister come get her. Her sister ain't come get her. What? See, that's what y'all niggas be fucking these crackheads and shit that be walking up to y'all, keep touching y'all. Y'all probably really be going in cuts, doing shit with them. What? I really was stand right here and chill, bro. Bitches really.
Is this nigga
Come
making a
on,
rap
bro.
song? Is he talking? What the fuck?
I
Is he
mean,
doing that
yeah. I mean, I
poetry
got like
jam?
this is the thing. I'd be
Nah,
like,
we
I
got
got
it.
it, I got it, I got it, I got it. That's. But no, but for real though, I mean, at the end of the day, I applaud. First of all, he shouldn't apologize for shit. You did it, own it. Secondly, I applaud his impulse control, especially for a younger dude. Because real talk, I'm gonna tell you right now, most of you niggas, a bitch spit on you. Yo, like 1 second reaction gonna be. I don't give a fuck what y'all talk about not hitting her. It's gonna be slap shit out that bitch, heavy handed. And I know these younger dudes will be on that, so I didn't see that. But if she was doing that, then yeah, put her into doing what they did. They handled it very well. If she actually spit on them, not just to touch the shit, but if she spit on them, yeah, that was a good way to handle that. Because the alternative would be smack the shit out of her,
Hey
and
Bernard,
then she'd be mad.
you need to remix that player because he just dropped the summer's hottest mixtape, bro.
Put that to a track.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
spit
He said
16.
it's called "I'm a Man About Minds." Fuck these hoes.
16 bars, nigga.
From the makers of Whoop That Trick. That shit was funny. Whoop That Trick. Hustle and Flow.
Put that nigga on the track with the Migos and song.
All right, General, you ain't said nothing in a while. I do want to get Obsidian's take on that, but General, you ain't said nothing in a while. You there?
Yeah, man, I'm here. I'm just kind of taking it all in, waiting on the real conversation to begin because I'm looking at the videos that you're dropping and just kind of drawing my conclusion, taking notes, and listening to what everybody has to say.
Okay, cool.
I'm here. I'm here.
Somebody brought
I'm
that up.
taking notes.
Somebody brought that up in the chat, so I went on and looked it up and let it ride. Obsidian. You wanna?
No comment.
Sorry, what's that?
No comment.
Yeah, my comment is a dude gonna need a super chat if he wanted to get videos played. you want a dudes want to make a request like that's like $10 at least.
Oh no. I knew why brought that up because we were on the point where we were talking about some, you don't know what happened. Dudes just get accused or typecast of just being violent and all of that. That's why he brought it up. Or at least that's what I
Well,
gathered.
I mean, I'm gonna say it straight. Look, let's keep it all the way real, man. This, if women are the ones that brought up this topic, like this is a topic you're pulling from women, and not like a topic like certain dudes are trying to say, then women are always gonna give a pass. I'm not saying women like to be hit. That's not what I'm saying. But women are gonna give a pass if they're sexually attracted to a dude enough. They're or the ideal dude, they're gonna give those dudes a pass. That's not who they're talking to.
Yeah,
They're
they
gonna
don't
give
want
those
to have that
because
conversation, bro.
yeah. So because again, statistics will tell you most like across the board, most of violence against women are in relationships. It's in motherfuckers day, especially if it's gonna be when you put men into it.
And it ain't one directional.
So yeah, well, that's a whole nother thing too. It usually ain't no dude just hitting at her. No, usually it is some they striking first. It ain't just one time
Usually
either.
it's the
But
bitch throwing hands at him until he get tired of her shit, and then he finally smack her ass, man.
yep. But like I said, so this thing about putting it on dudes that are not getting pussy, and see, like I said, there's certain dudes that will buy into that because they like that narrative because they benefit from it, and that's some gender cooning as far as I'm concerned, because they know that's bullshit, but because that's not that's not the category they see themselves in, they're gonna play this. It allows women to divide and conquer men. That's really what it comes down to, and it's a lot of dudes that will jump up and allow that situation because they like it how it is now, and this is a big reason why shit is the way it is. Because at the end of the day, bullshit should be bullshit. And we know that's bullshit because most of these dudes are playing video games. They not even entering shit. A lot of these niggas that do that, I don't fuck with women at all. I'm for my video games. And then you see the OnlyFans spending. These niggas don't give a fuck about interacting with females. Shit, if you really want to call them incels like that, they got other ways of dealing with women virtually. But that's true. So if you're gonna talk about it from a perspective of dudes just hitting bitches because you need the pussy so bad, they gonna fuck a fat bitch if they want it that bad.
Yeah. No, that's the hitting a woman does not come from that. Yeah, I've always been clear on that. But I put it like this: I saw the reaction to that video. Some celebrities even weighed in on it, talking about,
of course they did,
men, and it's criticizing the way that men, the way they treat the black woman, and all of that stuff and everything. And again, it could be debated whether or not, depending on what their reaction should have been. But in his most inarticulate way possible, he did explain that she out there clowning. She's spitting on people. She touching on people. They handled the situation how they saw fit in that way that they saw fit. But the overall reaction is these vicious monsters attack this defenseless woman for no reason. So that's why that was a rare instance where I was glad that the hoodlums involved made a response video. Like, hey, okay, I was delighted to hear their side of the story.
As far as that bullshit with the celebrities, that's how you get. How do you see motherfuckers always want to talk shit about a Gayle King, which he deserves to be talked shit about? But this is how you get dudes to. This how you finesse dudes into talking shit about their own men, is through that bullshit with the women, that character witness shit. Because like I said, dudes will come up in behind that, and then they won't give, because you can't. Because if you're a celebrity, your money is tied, your fame is tied to females, unless you're in sports anyway. And even then, these dudes are only going to say so much. So really, celebrities shouldn't even be speaking on shit like that, because they already know what time it is. You're either going to say what they want you to say, or nothing else is going to matter. At the end of the day, we know if we got female cousins, you got daughters, dudes ain't got no problem protecting them, mama too. But at the end of the day, women are not going to, that does not give women a license to basically create. That's another thing black women do. Black women like to create situations, the dudes have to clean up for their ego. So when you got a lot of niggas just looking at you, if it's your man and you in a situation with, that's a lot of what's going on in their head. So then motherfuckers, oh, well, you just don't protect women. I'm like, no, I'm minding my own business. And at the end of the day, I've seen too many dudes try to do that shit, get fucked up, and then the bitch go with the dude that was fucking with her in the first place. Dudes, if that shit happens.
See, Bernard,
Mhm.
what I think they're looking for. Remember that video with the dude was standing in the bank or some shit, and the chick cut in front of him or some shit. The dude was like, you know, hey, don't cut in front of me. And then she called Balrog and that motherfucker to square him up and straighten him out. You know what I mean? That's kind of what they want to be able to cut a nigga in line. And then when you say, hey man, you know, you're not playing by the rules. Oh hell no, you know, we're gonna call Balrog. You know.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of motherfuckers get killed. Because when you dealing with, it don't matter. Look, understand something. The gun has made it don't matter how big you is, and you got this is a thing that happens in Chicago. Motherfuckers will get revenge on your ass. So if you punk a motherfucker, they especially if it's on some shit that like they righteous about. Really, they don't give a fuck about if they right or wrong anyway. But if they really right, it's gonna sit with them a certain type of way. And this is low key how a big percentage of black on black crime, to the extent that I'm not gonna say that's a myth, that it happens because of shit. A lot of it usually has something to do with a bitch at one way or another, and that's something that does not really get disclosed. So yeah, man, motherfuckers are not playing that game, and even Georgia Boys, he says that like on other panels, he said that how because he's a bigger dude, the women just automatically look to him to jump into some shit that ain't got nothing to do with him, and these bitches ain't got nothing to do with him either. These will be motherfuckers they don't even know, and just because two dudes are fighting. They're not even a woman. Just because two dudes are fighting, they looking at him like in sync. Like he's supposed to break the shit up, and he's just a motherfucker in the club like anybody else. And I could imagine how annoying that shit would be.
See, the problem is, Bernard, is what Obsidian was kind of touching on before. See, the problem is, why is everybody surprised is because you can't basically men don't revere their women anymore. Black men do not revere our women anymore. That's what it is, right? Like black men by and large have just fucking washed their hands or just voted with their feet. And so they have been just kind of left to the fucking jungle. And it's not surprising after, half a century of niggas ain't shit. You know what I mean? And also, too, you can't have the 80-20 rule exist and then think that society's going to run. So I think I remember Alan Roger Curry being on one of these panels, right? And I think it was on your panel. I could be wrong. Don't get me lying. But he was saying something, explaining to the effect on the alpha and beta conversation about if you are all trapped on an island and you have pretty much the majority of beta males, they would just kill the alpha males, right? Because you can't have an environment where 80% of the men are locked out of the sexual market, at the same time being told you ain't shit, at the same time told, you can't have all of this shit and then expect the men ain't gonna say fuck these hoes, man. This is inevitable, man.
The alpha males are an alpha male or the alpha males are gonna be smart, and you see this in other cultures today, that they're gonna be smart enough to know you have to distribute the pussy. They are going to try to take the most that they can take without getting killed, or either by taking the best 2 or 3, but they not going to try to take all of it because they already understand what that is. See, so when we talk about this stuff, as if motherfuckers are like Neanderthals or some shit. So even in that argument, dude, like other groups understand that. This is why other groups don't have the same kind of issue with tricking that like black men have an issue with it, because they understand to get these dudes on the same page, in order to compete with other groups, they can't be constantly thinking about pussy. This is why you got these massage parlors. This is why you have these things in other places of the world as well as in the United States. It's only black men that they put like a religious thing on a female desiring you. It's like this thing to where women set the tone to where it's up to the fucking end of the rainbow is a black woman's respect. The reality is a black woman should respect a black man by default, and then it's his to lose. I'm not talking about she should sexually submit to every dude, but I'm talking about you supposed to respect this person like a human being. And the problem is dudes have bought into that to the extent where they're chasing that shit. This is also a big reason why these dudes get so angry when they do get rejected. Because I have seen that. I haven't seen violence, but I've seen we've all seen the fuck you bitch and shit like that. And sometimes they are coming like weak as hell as far as how they approach. And when I say approach, I'm not talking about gang, but just situation where bitches be eating and then you want to holler at. All right, what the fuck? But at the same time, the only reason he even gets that mad is because he has reverence for the chick in the first fucking place. This is why they say don't put the pussy on the pedestal. So dudes do that by default with sisters, and they got to stop doing that. And this is why that's why I'll call chicks queens and shit. Because that shit, I hate that shit. Because it's like, no, that's something that earns. You got to earn it. A single mother, this, that, and the third. But she a queen, though. You know, you can't throw that queen in the trash can.
I got some little brother fans in here, and my little brother fans will recognize my black queen. You don't know Nan, nigga.
Yeah. I don't give me started.
Because that's basically how they treat it. I mean, right? Like,
shit too.
I'm calling you a black queen, but I'm dumping fire and you and rocking. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You basically like, you know, you basically trying to get the pussy. You just trying to backdoor the shit. If a bitch fall for the shit, hey.
She fall for the shit, she was gonna fuck with you anyway. I mean, for the most part. And like I said, yeah, so at the end of the day, men have to start to explore the psychology by why they do a lot of shit that they do, even how they respond to stuff that they respond to. Because, you know, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So anyway.
Mr. Shane Vicious, thank you for the super chat. I've been sitting up there for a while. Gotta thank you for that, for coming through with the super chat. And yeah, and you are right. In this time during a pandemic, COVID-19, anybody doing somebody spitting on you, they might as well have fired a shot at you. They might as well be shooting at you if you was really spitting on them. So yeah, that was that was worthy of some reaction. But thanks for that super chat. Appreciate that.
No, Edward, keep going, man. Keep spitting. Keep going, Edward.
No, I think Edward ran out of breath, man. He ran out of
steam. I ain't run out of breath, but you know, the general trying to be passive aggressive. That's funny.
Oh no. See, don't do that now. Don't start with that bullshit. All right, I'm just listening to you, and I thought you were making some good points, and I was wanting to hear more what you had to say. I'm not there. Don't start that.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected, but I don't know.
No, stop doing that bullshit. I was just listening to you, and I heard some of your points, and you were making some decent points.
All right, well, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I mean, what you saying it,
shit, then, brother? Just
Keith. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I stand corrected, but I know why I thought what I thought, so it's fine now. So
you know, Edward, know when I'm talking shit.
But I wasn't. I was listening to some of that you were saying, and I found them quite interesting. And here's one. Something that you said a moment ago when you said that, well, men have to be accountable for their shit as well. I found that quite interesting.
That's not what I said, though. That's not what I said, though, actually.
Okay, well, what did you say?
What I said is men have to basically look at the psychology behind why they do what they do. That's not necessarily being accountable.
But wait. Behind why who does
what they do, and how they respond to what they see. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying them like so. But, yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, black men are the easiest to get put in jail. And so the reality is, if a black man hits a woman, it doesn't matter if a woman is stabbing his ass. It's a likelihood that the cops will go with the damn woman. as to what happened, and I'll prove it. A lot of times when these women, this is true even to a certain extent with white women too, but white women don't get away with this like black women will. If a black woman kills a black man versus a black woman kills a white man, it's gonna be a completely different circumstance as to how they get charged and what those charges are. A black woman can literally say that she was emotionally abused, and that's what justify her killing the dude at random, and then motherfuckers will really buy into that shit. My thing is, obviously, if you do what you do, when it comes to that dude to hit her with a skateboard, if he goes to jail, if she gets her brother or whatever and whoop his ass, I mean, that's a decision he made when he did it. That's why I said what I said in the first part. But when we talk about violence, the reality of the situation is it's very rare that violence is just coming to women out of fucking nowhere, especially when it comes to like adult black people. Usually when violence is coming to women, they are sowing the seeds for that shit, and they have been sowing the seeds for that shit. This idea, and I'm not justifying anything that dudes do, because dudes know what the consequences are of doing that. That's why you shouldn't fuck with bitches that are like that. See, me, I'm not gonna put myself in it's very hard to get me in a position to where I'm in that lose-lose situation. Because as soon as you show me that you have a propensity for that type of shit and you don't know how to control your ratchet behavior, then I'm not even gonna be around you. As soon as I hear a bitch say, I just gotta say how I feel, in my head, that's a mental note. Don't fuck with this bitch. It is not worth it. Because at the end of the day, how she feel is going to come out in a situation where I'm out in public. And I can't deal with that. I can't. So, like I said, dudes just need, and that's what you already seeing. This is why a lot of dudes don't even deal with sisters like that a lot of the times. Or they'll deal with other women because of that very thing. And some dudes that choose to deal with it just choose to run that risk. But it's really not that simple. This bullshit on protection. I've always thought, women, yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah. We got Platinum Elite in the building. What's going on, Platinum? Platinum, mic check, mic check.
Oh yeah, Black about to put some straightening to it.
I don't know. I do want to hear.
See, here it is.
Yeah,
so,
go
okay,
ahead, General.
So
while Platinum get it figured out. Go ahead.
All right, so here it is, man. Okay, if you are at a certain place in your life as a man, right? I hear this a lot, and this is what I don't understand, right? If you're at a certain place in your life, then why put yourself at risk to certain types of women? I have learned not to do that over the course of my lifespan. I've learned that if a bitch is trashy, ghetto, goddamn ratchet out, thugged out, that I don't give a fuck what she looks like, what she does, how much money she has. This could be Beyonce and Halle Berry bad. If she's a ratchet hoe, I ain't got time to fuck with it. I'm gonna bypass you. I'm gonna keep right the fuck on walking. I don't want to fuck you. I don't want my dick sucked from you. None of that. You keep it. That way, it lessens the probability of you being caught up and involved in some bullshit. Point blank simple. That's the way it is for me. That's just my opinion. That's the way it is for me. So when
that's why
you
find younger dudes get caught up in this shit.
Can I finish? Okay, so can I finish? Right, and I get it. So the message here should be geared toward the younger men who have not learned or do not have the experience of dealing with that type of shit, so know how not to get caught up in it. Whatever you do, and I heard Ty City say this, whatever you allow a bitch to do is your fault because you fucking with her. You allowed her to do it. It's your fault. At the first sign of a bitch acting stupid, crazy, or ignorant with me, I'm out. I disconnect and I'm gone. Amen. I will not tolerate any disrespect. You're not going to respect me as a man because, number one, I'm not going to disrespect you as a woman. That's number one. That's first and foremost. Number two, if you want to be ratchet, you be ratchet on your own time and with someone else and in somebody else's house. I don't have to fucking deal with it. Point blank, period. So for me, I hear a lot of it, but what I also hear is a lot of, man, these women here. Stop dealing with those type of women. Just cut them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ghosting is another way of checking females too. I mean, I understand. I completely agree with that. But the thing about it is, when you're dealing with dudes that are like what 20, 22 and under, 23 and under, their ability to get away from it is going to be depending on what their environment is. So, but yeah, obviously, as you get older, like I said, that comes back to what I said about its consequences to what you're dealing with. And yeah, you be able to leave the pussy on the table. I will say though that you do have the other side where you have a problem where you have we've seen this in the manosphere even with older chicks where it gets to a point where there is a very sizable percentage of sisters that believe in
Platinum,
that
hold on,
ratchet
Platinum.
shit.
What the hell you doing, man? Sound like a
Oh no, I'm
goddamn.
testing my mic. I was looking at your stream yard, just working.
Okay,
Yeah, that
so
ratchet
My fault.
shit.
Go ahead.
Oh, go
right,
ahead, Ed. I ain't know what
so
the
so
fuck.
let I'll
No, go
respond to
ahead,
that
man.
real quick. So I hear a lot of the younger guys in this space saying, "Well, learn from the older guys what not to do," and that's fine. That's what I would hope you would do. Listen and learn, or observe and learn. However it is that you get it, as long as you get it. The disconnect for me is when you continue to operate in such a manner to where you continuously encounter these types of bitches where you continuously complain because obviously you're not learning to do something in repetition over and over and over again the same exact thing but yet hope for or expect a different outcome is insanity by any other definition. So what I've learned over a period of time is if I continuously attract a certain type of woman and then the outcome is the same, that tells me I need to do two things. First, I need to stop being in the environment that I'm in. Secondly, I need to stop looking for or dealing with type of women that I'm attracting and say, nope, I know where this is going. It's happened before. Now, that's not 100% of the time and in every cases. We all know this. At the end of the day, you have to make a conscious decision as to what it is you're going to put up with and accept. Now, what you also need to do is look in the mirror and ask yourself, as a man, why do I continuously attract the same type of women? What is it about me that's bringing the same type of women around me? Where is it that I'm going that's bringing the same type of women around me? Do I exude these traits or do I exhibit these types of traits as a man who will bring this type of ratchet behavior around me? If
What if
so,
the answer is
I
no?
need to change.
Well, yeah,
What if
well,
the answer
most yeah, because most
what
most
if the
we're not
answer
we
is
usually
no?
don't have a conversation about hitting
Yeah.
bitches, so
Hold
that's
on.
not even a complaint that even gets put out there like
That
that.
that
I
no
mean, at
wait.
the end of the day,
If-
would you hear the majority? I'll say this, and I gotta hop off. The majority of the manosphere is talking about is really not even absolute overt, but it's not even it is disrespectful, but what it is to collect the false narratives. Look, here's the thing. The majority of the manosphere is built around responding to the false narratives, or one of the ways, the false narratives that women give to the mainstream media and to everybody else about why the fuck they in the situation they in. So, from that context, in the angle of hitting why they this violence, that's a political issue where black women create. This is that character assassin shit I'll talk about. They create this narrative that black men, whether it's younger, older, because they talk about the color purple motherfuckers too. The older generations, master taking advantage of Jim Crow, putting their hands around these chicks' necks, which is why they feminists. That's so they blame the old gen, like not even the Xers, but like the silent generation for that too. And that to the extent, that's bullshit. As far as the younger dudes, like dudes that are under 25 that you're speaking of in particular, most of these dudes aren't doing that. Most of these dudes are just not even fucking with black women like that. Or they've chosen to do the dance and they know how to do the dance in such a way that they're not in situations like that. But as far as like this being like branching this out into why you hear the complaints in the manosphere are really not rotated around a situation like this. It's rotated around the false narratives that's projected on pick your type of black man, pick your demographic, pick your age group. That is absolutely bullshit. And like I said, from a violence standpoint, most of these chicks are getting their heads knocked off. If they are, then it's usually a type of dudes that they like to deal with. Now, granted, what you're saying as far as a particular dude that's always either in jail or he's always in trouble, because it only takes a couple of times to be in jail if you hitting a bitch. then you would be right. But I don't want to sit there and try to frame that as to that's the general complaints that the manosphere or black men are making, because it's not.
Right, because like that's the question that I was going to ask General. Like, were you under the impression that anybody on the panel is having this repetitive problem of dealing with ratchet bitches? Like, was that your impression? Mic check. Like General.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
there you go. He back.
No, that was not what I was alluding to at all, and I wasn't speaking to any particular group, and include the manosphere men that I heard speak in various panels. That's not what I was referring to at all. I was more so speaking on the general topic of what we were discussing today, as is the type of men who choose the type of women, or the type of women who choose you, for example, right? Listen, man, it's really, really simple. Okay. When I was in New York, for example, and I was moving around Harlem, and I was moving around Brooklyn, Bronx, Staten Island, Queens, and I was going to all these different places, right? I was getting attention from a lot of different females, right? A lot of different females who were in some of the projects and who came from, not necessarily project bitches. It was the bitches that women that were actually doing quite well to do, but they had very ratchet behaviors, right?
Mhm.
So even I'm a chick from Manhattan who had done quite well for herself, who owned her own clothing, little small clothing boutique, right? But she was very, very ratchet. Good person, but she just had ratchet tendencies. And we had a relationship for a few months, and then at the end of the day, her ratchetness became a little too much for me to handle. All of the yelling and the screaming and the fucking throwing fits and kicking people out of the shop for next to nothing, and you got me fucked up, and all this neck wringing and pointing fingers and jumping up in men's faces and shit. And I was like, no, bitch, I can't fuck with you. I cannot fuck with you. You have to know, man, when and where and how to cut motherfuckers off and out of your life. You have to understand that. And as I speak from a personal kind of, from personal points of views, because I don't get into what other men are doing basically and how they react to certain situations. That's them and that's their scenarios. I'm not judgmental in that regard. I don't say, well, that's you bitches, they fuck you on to find them type bitches. No, because I understand that people get chose based on whatever it is, the reason why they're being picked. Women pick men for different reasons, just like men pick women for different reasons. I tend to like darker complected women. That's my preference. I have a tendency to pick women who have athletic builds. That's my preference. I'm not into larger, big booties and big titties, and they could be fit and fine and have all those and flat stomachs all they want. I'm not into bigger women. I'm not into women who wear weave. I'm not into that. If you wear an excessive amount of makeup, I'm not into that. I don't give a what you look like. If you got on cakes and pounds of makeup, to whereas when you wipe that shit off your face and peel that goddamn lace front off the top of your head, you look like a different person. I'm not fucking with you. And these are just my personal preferences.
Right on.
Yeah, every man has to know how to deal with his women, because they don't necessarily act the same to all men. She might be ratchet and fucked up, with one nigga, but then she get with me and the bitch submissive, suck my dick when I want, fix my food, all that shit changed. So you have to know how to read bitches, and then you got to know how to put, get all that out of them. So it's a lot of bitches, especially black women, that are really off the table for a lot of black men because they're just not built to be able to handle them. It's just simple as that. So they need to go fuck with white bitches or Chinese bitches because they weak bitches and they passive bitches, and you can put a boot on them bitches. But a black man, I know how to deal with black bitches. So I'm saying I got my boot on them motherfuckers, so I'm straight. So when I hear niggas say shit, they can't deal with these bitches, that's a whole different. I be like, I just listen, but that's never been my motherfucking story.
Well,
police shit either.
Same shit, same chick that wants to be a bitch with another nigga will come in front of a white man and know how to act. So a lot of that shit is choice. And the problem, a lot of that shit is choice. Like I tell dudes straight up, I'm never see that's look, if you want to pursue that extra hard thing, then my hat's off to you, pursue that. But the reality of the situation is all that shit is a choice. And I'll actually prove it to you, Platinum. Let's take the dudes that can't quote unquote handle black women, right? Or the type of bitch. Let's take those dudes. Those same chicks, once they've been ran through, or let's say a nigga like you ain't even bothering to look their way because they don't look good enough or appeal to you enough to even begin to deal with them. You know, now all of a sudden the niggas they was being a bitch towards, all of a sudden now they know how to fucking act when they need somebody to clean their ass up. So the reality is, as their motivations change, as their ideals change, they change, which means they always knew how to fucking do it. It's just their priorities change. And another thing too, and I'm gonna say it just like this: you don't really have this problem with women acting a certain way completely out of bounds in other cultures as much, because just like Obsidian said with that 40 times power, that's true for dudes that can get pussy. That's true for dudes that can't get pussy. That doesn't become less true. So even African women, just to keep it within black, shit that black women do, if African, that situation where he hit her with a skateboard, African women, I have heard it, they have said it, even though Shay has said it, being over there, people have said it. If a woman gets disrespectful, not necessarily like that video, but wild out like we know they can, it's not out of culture norms for an African dude to smack the shit out of her, even if that dude's a lame, even if that dude's in poverty. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying is it's within their culture. So as a point, the dudes as a collective regulate the behavior of their women, and this is why you tend to see a lot of that volatile shit in the ADOS black women, because that doesn't happen.
Yeah, hold up. It's a saying in the pimp community that when you start using your hands, you're no longer pimping. So it should never get to that point where you have to just discipline a bitch like that. You have to be able to take the carrot from the bitch. You the carrot, she wants that carrot. You got to be able to, I'm not talking about just your dick. I'm talking about you, your attention, what you possess, the way you make the bitch feel. You got to be able to deny that. If she knows she started talking out of pocket, she knows she started being disrespectful. Well, you said, well, okay, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. You go right ahead and do what you're going to do, right? I'm finna bounce. And if that bitch don't get in line and be like, oh, no, wait a minute, no. See, and that's what men, they don't understand the value they have. See, all of that, your title, beta males and they are non-select, and they are very violent dudes because they tricks. And they don't know how to get inside a bitch's head. They don't know. I'm not talking about no pimping. I'm not talking about that. They don't know how to make a woman see their value and want it and pursue it, as opposed to the next nigga.
But how does that make them violent, though? You said they're violent.
Civil, yeah, of course, because this is what I told you before about that splitting the difference.
Hold on, hold on. Let me back it up.
Civilization is not built on niggas needing to have a grade game. That is some shit. So this is how you know we are a client race. Because the stuff that you doing, you right, it doesn't have to come down to hands. But dudes usually control the environment and the social and legal environment around them that allows for that not necessarily being the case. Another another nonviolent way of dealing with females is shame. And shame comes from other women. So if you got bitches, hold on, I got you 1 second. If you got chicks that are alone after a certain amount of time, like an age after 30, they consider to be an ain't shit bitch. So it's shit like that. So it's never the dudes gotta see, that's that fucking pretty boy shit. I get what you saying, but on the law averages, if that's what it's gotta be built, then the shit is built on a house of cards in the first place. And again, this is why I tell chicks, I say, if you need a certain type of nigga, because to me that's a hoe. If you need a certain type of nigga that need to have, I know you didn't say this, but damn near 6 paragraphs. Well, okay, I'm just saying, damn near pimp game in order to control a bitch. Then at that point, you need to double up and triple up with a nigga. Because there's only certain niggas that's gonna be able to do that. Stop acting like you out here wanting a good dude. You want a nigga that put that pimp hand, and that's fine. You need to double up, triple up, quad up with a dude like that, because there's not too many dudes that can do that.
Look, man.
Silent, hold on.
There you go. And
Silent
again,
was trying to
I'm
get
not
in.
going to.
Silent was trying to get in. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Silent.
Is he in?
No, he muted, but
no, he's still muted.
Okay.
I was trying to get.
Oh, there we go. Hey, this is what I request, because I'm not a diatriber, right? The way I communicate, I'm more of a conversationalist. So sometimes it's hard for me to try to express what everyone else is more of a diatriber. You know, I don't usually take 3, 4, 5 minutes to express a point. I'm very quick. So when I need to make an interjecting point, I need to do that because I'm usually responding to something or, you know, providing some nuance of what's said. So that's why a lot of times I might interject, because again, I don't just go on and on and on. I respect that. But when I need to say something, I need to say something, because I sit back here and chill for an hour and don't say anything. So when I do want to speak, I want to be allowed a moment to speak, because I don't spend a large percentage of my time when I'm on panels actually relaying information. That's what I request.
All right.
Okay, and once again, I'll go back to my original point. Now, you asked me, are beta males, non-select men more violent, and why? Well, they're violent. The violence is an act of desperation. They cannot control the bitch. They can't. So it's a physical. It's a tantrum. It's a grown man's tantrum. It's no different than the young boy or girl who's 5 or 6 at Walmart or whatever and wants a bag of potato chip, and the mommy won't buy it, and they fall out in the middle of the aisle and they kick their heel. And that's basically what a grown man is doing. This bitch don't want to listen to me. This bitch fucking other niggas. I done invested in this bitch. Why? That's just a male fucking tantrum. And you cannot, as a man, you can't do that. You got to get inside that bitch head. What my main point is, I just want to have a conversation with the bitch. If the bitch go out with me, I'll push my game, and they talk about 2 dates or 3 dates. If I can't win that bitch over within a 1 hour date, then my game got a lot of flaws in it.
Hey, real quick, action potential. You're fucking out of here, my G. You're done. Only Bernard can bring you back, homie.
Yeah, he done. That's fucked. Yeah, he just said some bullshit.
Damn, what did he say? Shit. All right, whatever. I'll catch it.
No, I'm just saying, it's got to be a mental thing. It's got to come from you, from your tongue, from your mouthpiece. You know, I don't give a fuck with none of these niggas. See, I don't like to try to burn nobody game up. I don't try to fuck with no niggas hustle and shit. Go ahead and get your hustle on, nigga. Go ahead and make your money. I'm black, you black. Now, you ain't gonna get it off of me. Now, I'm gonna tell you that up front. Nigga, you ain't gonna get me for a nickel. But
what you talking about?
Come from the mouthpiece.
Platinum. What you talking about?
Come no other way. What you
saying? What you talking? Whoa, back up. What were you talking about when you saying you trying to fuck nobody hustling ain't gonna get money from you? What you talking about?
No, I'm talking about all these so-called dating coaches and shit. I listen to these niggas. That shit be garbage. They come out their fucking mouth like some nigga.
Oh, you trying to come at me, bro? You coming at me? You coming at me?
No,
or somebody else?
No, I'm talking about YouTube, and it's about how many dating coaches is it on YouTube? It's about 1,000, ain't it?
Well, there's dating advocates and there's dating coaches. There's a difference, but I get you.
Card carrying dating coaches is probably roughly, I would say, I'm rounding up, probably saying 10 of them, 10 black ones. That's probably rounding up.
Okay, well, I heard one dude, he 4 years into it, he finally said looks matter. I said, damn, you just telling them that? They don't realize bitches care what you look like?
May I say this real quick, Bernard?
Yes.
See, you brothers in the chat. See, the thing is, you got to understand, you got to get off your sides. This guy, Action Potential, I've never had a conversation with you, all right? So obviously you take onus of shit that I say, all right, while you listening to me, bro. So you need to separate that just because you disagree with me with that personal shit, all right? Because that's the type of shit old man was talking about. You can do that shit in the chat room, but you say some shit to a grown man like that, all right, you get your fucking block knocked the fuck off. All right, so you're done in this fucking space. If Bernard lets you back, I'ma still fucking time you out. I'm gonna just let you know.
No,
Anytime I
I agree. What he brought up is something that we addressed on the previous show and addressed in the previous comment section, and yeah, he done. It may come a time in the future I'll bring him back, but I mean, because that was just unnecessarily low, and I made it clear on the previous show. He probably ain't see it, but I made it clear on the previous show that we ain't going there. We ain't doing that. That was some bullshit.
Yeah, I'm about to hop off, and I appreciate y'all being on here. I'll email you later on today.
Edward, before you leave, I'll actually half the reason I came back. I wanted to address something to you real quick. I heard you say earlier that verbal check-in is ineffective. My followers.
Yeah, I explained all of that, but go ahead.
Now, I'm gonna say I have a book. Who Say It Again that includes 6 verbal seduction stories in it, in part 2 of the book, and 3 of my verbal seduction stories. One of them I talked about just on Friday on Bernard's channel. But 3 of mine involve some degree of verbal checking that worked to my advantage. Verbal seduction story number 1. There was a woman. That's my most notorious story. It was a triple date, and a woman came out taunting me, and I turned around, and the point where I checked it, I said, bitch, shut the fuck up. And then I told her, I said, the only thing you're gonna do for the rest of the night is either suck my dick or you gonna not speak to me, which Platinum Elite on here took exception to, but that's another story. But yeah, that was one version of me checking a woman. And sure enough, it was actually after I checked her when she became feminine and submissive. Because before
so I got a question for you, Alan, because this comes directly into what I said. Okay. Do you think that would have worked if she wouldn't have not been sexually attracted to you at all?
Well, of course not.
Okay, so I didn't, to be fair, I didn't say this in the chat. So this is what I said once I got on the panel. I said that verbal checking generally does not work because too many dudes are doing it without a woman not willing to lose anything. And Platinum has kind of alluded to some of this stuff too, just to gain more agreement. I said if a woman isn't willing to lose anything, now obviously in that situation, that only thing she has to go on is her eyes, what she sees, and then how you carry yourself. So I get that. But so it's the feelings that you elicited based on that in her own head. But if a lot of dudes will talk about checking shit and they don't have no leverage to check shit, whether that's money, dick currency, you could call it emotions you elicit, which is game. That's what I meant.
Selection. You're talking about your pre-selection.
Well, right? some of that is that, but in that situation, yeah, that would be true. But I also said down the road. So that's what I meant. It's verbal shit on its own, because when most people talk about checking, they don't add the shit that needs to be added in context. They just talk about, oh, well, you just check a bitch like it's just some control alt delete shit to quit a software program or some shit. And you can tell by how dudes say it. I'm talking about they're not dating coaches. They don't go too deep into that.
Okay, but you're talking about, so respect to what you're explaining. You're talking about something different. Like if I'm at a grocery store and some old 65-year-old black woman starts getting ignorant with me trying to check her is more than likely just going to lead to an unnecessary drawn out argument. So I get what you're saying in that regard. I was more so talking about in respect to either women that you already have fucked or women you strongly feel like you have the potential. Because most guys should know there's a concept known as shit testing. And see, that's essentially what the woman in verbal seduction story number 1 and even in a couple of my others were doing to me. They were shit. Women will shit test you to see what your degree of masculinity, what your degree of backbone is. And in that situation, that's when you pretty much have to check a woman. You got to show a woman basically, I ain't no punk. I ain't nobody who you can just talk down to like a beta male bitch boy. And that's what I did to the woman in verbal seduction story number 1. She was essentially shit testing me. And when I showed her I wasn't basically no punk, she gave in to me like almost within seconds. It's like if I had on video, it was almost like 2 different women.
And that's also another interesting point too. A lot of dudes will let shit go and then think they could throw the hand out later, and then they already fucked up, which is something else I didn't say. But yeah.
Yeah, because my limit was when she started taunting me. If she would have just flat out rejected me and said, hey, Alan, I'm not interested in having sex with you, then I would have just left her alone. But she came outside taunting me like, "Oh, you having a pity party? Oh," and then that's when I snapped off on it, even though that was technically mode 4. So anyway, we got that straight. The other thing I was gonna say, well, I jumped on because before I left the first time, I saw somebody in the chat room say something to the effect of A.R.C's definition of an alpha male is measured by how much pussy you get. Nah, that's not 100% true. So whoever said that,
How much percent would you say is true of that?
But I disagree with that. For me,
how many percent would you say is true?
I'd say that's probably 50 to 60% true. For me, it's about how you go about getting it. I actually explained it Friday in a brief stretch, and I'll explain it again. For me, well, first of all, I would say I have my own definition in my books. My definition does not represent the universal definition. So I realize that my definitions of my 4 archetypes to a large degree are highly subjective. So that's number one.
I mean, you good. Like, just by the way, I wanted to say salute to you. I know we had, good friendships start with great fights. At least maybe that's because of my upbringing. But I want to fucking clear the air with you. First of all, I want to say, because I didn't tell you that last stream was on. That's fucking big man of you. You know what I mean? Saying what you said, bro. It's on one fucking finger. You hear grown men say, hey, that's what's up. So first of all, I want to say that's what's up. Well, second of all, I want to let you know I don't have like a flat out disagreement with you. I do like your work, actually. Well, so anytime I'm fucking disagreeing with you, I'm talking about just so we know what's up. It's just little nuances. So I might have a disagreement with a nuance of something that you said. So I just want to be clear from this point out because I like your fucking commentary. If I disagree with you, know that's where I'm coming from, G.
Okay, I respect that. Respect. Yeah, but so yeah, I have 4 archetypes in 2 of my books, which is what I call a total alpha male, an alpha male with some beta traits, a beta male with some alpha traits, and then a total beta male. And where I would say I agree and disagree with the pussy comment is this. If a guy, let's say a guy, 90% of his pussy came from tricking, I wouldn't call that an alpha male because he's having to offer money in exchange for sex.
We're clear. Give us an example of how would I trick?
Tricking is, but here I'll start with what the man who could get pussy without that, and this relates to my definition of alpha male. An alpha male in my book. A sexual, I'll put the word sexual in front of it. A sexual alpha male is essentially a guy who has mainly 2 characteristics. Number one, he can get women in bed just based on a combination of his looks, his level of confidence and masculinity, and his mouthpiece. Combination of his looks, confidence, and masculinity, and his mouthpiece. In other words, he ain't got to buy no woman no materialistic possessions. He ain't got to give a woman no free meals. Just on those 3 characteristics that I named, he can get woman in bed. Number 2, the women that he does get in bed, they have a natural motivation to exhibit behavior towards him that is feminine and submissive. He doesn't have to pay them to behave. Because see, a lot of times when you're tricking or you're a money man, what you're doing is you're paying women to be feminine, submissive, and sexually responsive. They're not.
Let me fight you on this. This is not a disagreement, but that nuance is, would you agree or disagree that most men aren't that fucking guy, bro? Like, most men ain't that sexual, big dick, got it all together, pocket. Most dudes aren't that those guys are fucking rich. Just like the dime pieces are fucking rich.
Right? Hey, yo, what's up, y'all?
Yeah, I got to push back on that though.
Hold on, let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought before you push back on me. All right. The majority of men out here, again, are regular. No, it doesn't mean they're most people are not in any extreme or the next. People are complicated. The problem is, right, which I think you were mentioning, Ron Wills, is that we're oversimplifying people. You're either alpha or you're beta. All right, you're either fucking Achilles or you're the sniveling little bitch. All right. Most people are not that fucking people. Most men are not fucking Achilles, man. Most men are regular dudes. They have friends. They have a sense of humor. All right. You know, they have insecurities because they're human, right? Most men are somewhat nervous to talk to women, but they muster enough courage, you know, throughout, you know, building a thick skin from rejection, you know, even into your 30s as a man. You know, you see a beautiful woman, you get, dude, I'm comfortable around women. What, you know, when I see an extremely attractive, I mean, I get goosebumps, you know, I love that shit, right? It ain't easy. I mean, I'm pretty good with women. I don't shoot 100%, but I'm pretty good with women. And I still get goosebumps. That's part of being fucking attracted to a woman. So this notion that you got to be, yes, I agree. Yeah, if you're that fucking guy, you're good to go. But that just say most dudes, man.
Well, here's the thing, though, Silent.
That's what Edward is saying, man. Like,
I never said that, though. That's the only thing I ever disagreed with.
No, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just providing that nuance, if you will.
What I'm saying is that all men should, you know, rest on their masculinity, you know, and those traits to secure bitches. All men. Now, you're right, Keith. A lot of them don't. And where we disagree is they don't. They could, but they don't.
So when you say that, what do you mean? Like, what do they do? When you say resting on their masculinity, to me, all I hear is words. Like, what does that mean in the real world?
That's all she gonna hear is words.
No, I'm asking, like, what is the practical application of that? Because to me, it's almost like when feminists start talking and they just start using all these gender normative and you're just using words.
Yeah, resting on your masculinity, it does sound like you're kind of talking in parables and metaphors. I mean,
like, what does that mean in the real practical world?
Hey, yo, let me get in here. Let me get in here real quick. Okay.
Can I get an answer to that?
Let's get an answer from Platinum, then we go to you.
I got you. Answer the question before you get in, bro.
As a man, you know, you are your being, your essence of who you are.
That get the fuck. Can I get an answer?
Let him lay it out.
Okay, well, I mean, like, let me.
He's explaining a metaphor with a metaphor.
Like the wind in the trees and the way the blues.
I got you, man, but that's the way I'm gonna explain it. So let somebody else go then.
Okay, I give you. You know, I don't want to speak for Platinum and his definition.
I just want to
give you my definition of it. What technically I already did. Here would be an example of me relying more on my masculinity than other things. Again, I go back to my verbal seduction story number 1 in my book. Who Said Again? When that woman was giving me a bunch of shit, I could have backed down and say, number 1, first became apologetic and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you and I didn't mean to, you know, act this way. And then I might have said, hey, you know, you want to go out to dinner next week, maybe? See, then
well, that sounds like you guys are describing a pushover.
Silent. All right, Silent. You interjecting.
Oh, my bad.
Interjections.
Yeah, that would have been me punking out. Whereas I decided to go in another direction, and I snapped on her. I basically told her, I looked at that, and what's significant about that is at that time in my life, I had never done that before. Now, you know, I had done that a few times, but at that particular point in time, I think 21 at the time. I had never talked to a woman like that, particularly a woman I just met. I had never. That's why that was such a turning point for me. Why it's such a significant story in my book. I had never talked to a woman like that. But I said, bitch, shut the fuck up. And then I told her directly, you either gonna suck my dick or you gonna keep your mouth shut the rest of the night. That's your 2 options. And when she saw that masculine backbone that I demonstrated, it provoked a change in her behavior. It literally provoked, like, it was like mind-blowing to me when I saw it. Like, again, you would have to have been there, but I mean, before that,
I get it.
She was acting like a straight up, loud talking, sassy, smart, alecky bitch. But when I snapped off on her like that, her voice softened, her whole demeanor became much more feminine. She started on her own, like most women who call me sir, I usually recommend or suggest or request that they call me sir. She on her own start calling me sir after that moment.
Hey, ARC, the best line ever. Either we fucking or I'm fucking.
So, so just so I make sure I understand. It's to me, I mean, I'm getting a couple of things from what you said. I get bitch, suck my dick, shut the fuck up. I get you. Most dudes ain't gonna do that in the middle of the mall in Frisco. But basically what I'm hearing described is you're not being a pushover. Is that correct or right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's a large part of what, to me,
Okay.
what
So,
being an alpha is.
Right. So that's why I keep saying that. That's what I'm saying, that we keep making it as if we're talking about most guys would just let a broad just talk to him and he'd just be like, okay, and we keep making them sniveling little bitches. What you're describing isn't, to me, what I'm hearing isn't revolutionary. Have a backbone. That's basically what you're saying. Don't let a bitch run all over you. I can say that in 5 seconds. I don't think that's most men's issue. Again, we're relegating them to, see, if you just let a bitch talk to you and just, she call you all this shit, and then you just stand there and take it, then
Silent, I'd have to respectfully disagree with you. If backbone is not a major issue, I would say
it's a lot of dudes with no backbone.
Of my dating.
I'm saying I don't think there are not a lot of dudes. Okay. I
can only speak for my client. Most of my clients.
I'm not talking about your client. If I'm coming to you as a dating coach, to be honest with you, if I'm hiring a dating coach, then I already fit in a certain demographic. All right. First of all, I fit in a very small group, a narrow window of men. Most men don't hire dating coaches. Anyway, by percentage, right? So you're already dealing with a narrow group. I'm saying maybe my observations are wrong. I don't see most men out here as just these sniveling little pushovers. All right, that's just not what I see.
Storm, thank you for that super chat. He says a man validates himself through women is not a man. And Counselor Murray came through with another super chat. I appreciate y'all supporting the channel.
A.R.C, let me get this one.
I'm not dealing with no broad that's being all wild and fucking crazy anyway. Bitch, get the fuck out my crib.
Right. Keith, you are pretty much a aggressive guy, not in the bad way, but you go after what you want. So the majority of guys are not like you, bro. Like me, I used to be a nerd, and I wasn't going after what I want. Like you grew up in a hard situation, so that literally tailors you to become more aggressive and more apt to pretty much seeking out what you want.
I see myself, honestly. By the way, this voice, bro. Who is this?
That's
Sociopath, bro. Yeah.
I always consider myself. I'm assertive. Don't start none, don't be none. I'm not gonna start no fight, but I'll finish it type.
Right. I feel that. So I'm saying, like, most people aren't like you, bro. I understand where you coming from. Like, you don't see the majority of black folks, niggas in this YouTube space. They've taken the red pill, and it's gotten to the point where they can see bullshit when it's coming, but at the same time, it's like, bro, outside of the red pill on YouTube, like, bro, a lot of these dudes are pretty much blue pill simps. Whatever they can get, they're gonna take. You know what I'm saying?
Your conversation though, man, you gotta boil a bitch down, man. You gotta boil a bitch down to that basic bitch.
Maybe I'm fucking out of touch. Am I fucking out of touch?
Hold on. Let me say this, bruh. There's a chick on Twitch named Alinity. She made $250,000 off of her sleeping on Twitch. It's a lot of blue pills out here, bro.
Yeah, no, that shit is real. And this goes back to the main topic in my opening. When you look at what A.R.C explained, how he didn't just bow down and then say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you like that. Can I take you out to eat? Can I do this? Can I do it?" He didn't do that. He got loud, he got firm, he cussed her out, he got in her face. Now, which type of dude is more likely to lack the aggression, the intensity, the testosterone, and all the masculinity and stuff that we're talking about, to where he would bow down when she got mad, and he would try to offer some consolation prize, or try to take her out to eat, or try to apologize, or try to do that? That's more likely to be somebody who's on that more beta, non-select.
But not also that, Bernard. That's to me, in the real world application to Bernard, to me, that sounds like people who have been men who have been in a relationship. They've been gradually worn down. Because, to me, that, I've seen the sitcom of the harried husband who, okay, baby, right?
Yes, dear.
He's out of fucking fight. All right. What the fuck is the point? They're in it like, all right, bitch. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. Like, I've those uncles. I'm not gonna argue with this bitch. I'm gonna sit in my chair, let her yap. Like, it's just not worth it. I don't have the energy to just go back and forth every argument that she's gonna have throughout the day.
Think about how crazy that would have happened in A.R.C. I want you to explain this. Think about how crazy it would have got if after you said, bitch, shut the fuck up. You either gonna suck my dick or you ain't gonna say shit else to me for the rest of the night. If she would have took a step forward and got in your face and said, fuck you, nigga, I ain't sucking shit. And you ain't gonna do shit, motherfucker.
Oh, actually, one part of that is correct. She did step up. At first, when I first said that, I said in the story, she stepped towards me and she said, excuse me? What did you say? That was her way of challenging me.
Mm-hmm.
And so she did, as far as the step forward, she actually did do that. And then I looked at dinner, I said, I didn't stutter. I said, bitch, I didn't stutter. Do you think I stuttered? I said, you heard what I said. And it was at that moment when I met her challenge. That's what I told this other bitch. It was they started laughing, but it was funny. Right at that moment when I met her challenge, she like paused for a couple seconds, then her voice dropped. That was her first change. She said, "Alan, you tripping." That's what she said. She said, "Alan, you tripping," and that's when I knew I had her.
If she would have doubled down again, and said, fuck you, I ain't doing shit.
Well, I would have just walked up. I wouldn't have slapped her nothing. I would have just walked up.
I don't think you would get violent. I'm just saying that a lot of times with some guys who are in that, they got their backbone, they got their strengths, they got their ego, they got all of this, they got all of that, and a woman is challenging that shit in front of a crowd. I think that's where, some violence is liable to occur, or bare minimum, aggressively just cussing a chick out until she walk off.
When I hear the stories, I hear like you were on a first date, the bitch just got out of pocket, and then the dude just sat there and said, okay. I don't think, maybe I'm out of touch, but it just doesn't seem realistically that's how that's going down. This sounds like more relationship drama shit, right? A motherfucker dude makes a value judgment, makes a mathematical calculation, compute 3 + 3. It ain't worth going to jail with this stupid shit, right? Like, I'm not gonna be arguing with this bitch, right? So now to the outside looking in, it might look like a backbone, right? So you hear those, what are these old dudes, happy wife, happy life, right? Now to a single dude like me, I'm like, fuck this bitch, I'm gonna do what I want. But for this dude that's got 2 kids and he's 6-7 years in a relationship, man, fuck it. I mean, fine, bitch, you can have the fucking waterfall. I don't give, just leave me the fuck alone, right? Like, you just make a value judgment.
Yo, A.R.C. A couple months ago, man, you had that discussion. Pretty much, it's like, bruh, if a normal black chick is cussing you out and doing that bullshit, like, the majority of the time she just venting. Like, if you stand in it, shout out to Obsidian. If you just stand in it and then be like, okay, all right, you done? She'll fuck you.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Is that there's a difference. I've come to learn, and this relates to my archetypes. Like, I have an archetype. I have 5 archetypes of women. One of them is the erotic hypocrite. An erotic hypocrite is a woman that is very antagonistic and argumentative, and it's basically centers around shit testing a man. Her main thing is this. The erotic hypocrite, among other things, she believes men should, at bare minimum, wine and dine her first before she gives up the pussy.
Oh, you forgot too. That's how she gets the pussy wet too, A.R.C.
She believes that they should spend money on them. And so one of the ways I get into, say, kind of an exchange with a erotic hypocrite is that I'll basically let them know that I'm going to fuck you. I'll say that in a real cocky manner. I'll be like, I'm going to fuck you, but I ain't going to spend $5 on your ass. And then that's what'll make them they'll be like, oh, yes, you are. I never slept with a man who didn't take me out to dinner and blah, blah, blah. And I'll just be sitting there smirking like, as I said, I'm going to fuck you, and I ain't going to even give you a value meal from McDonald's. And they'll go, yak. And then when it's all said and done, I end up getting my dick sucked and or I fuck them. Because here's what I found. If a woman is truly, genuinely not interested in, which is what I would simply call rejector, she's not going to waste 5, 10, 15 minutes going through theatrics. She's going to seek to communicate to you straightforwardly and firmly that she's not interested. Then she's going to seek to end the conversation, period.
Right.
When a woman goes into theatrics and all that animated behavior, there might be rare exceptions here and there, but generally that usually means
It's a
she
chance.
has some degree of interest, but she wants to control the terms and conditions of the interaction. And what my pushback is basically like, no, I'm going to fuck you and I'm going to run shit. You ain't running shit.
What me and Alan Roger Curry both understand, that if you can get a woman that angry, that
She'll
means
fuck
she
you.
does have a large emotional attachment to you.
Yeah.
Because what is said, that the opposite of fucking love is indifference. So if a bitch is going wild and crazy for you, yeah, you can get her in bed, man.
If she if she won't walk away, pretty much, like as long as she ain't walking away, you have a chance.
Yeah,
you can get
Exactly.
that type of
That's what I tell all my clients. As long as a woman stays engaged in the conversation, then more than likely she's not a true rejecter. She's either a wholesome tender or more so an erotic hypocrite. She's just shit testing. She's shit testing. You see where you
hey, which brings you to around. That's why the swirlers are still in here talking shit.
If you can get that type of emotional surge out of a woman, you will, you got it. You won, because if she has to invest emotions in you, whether they're negative or positive, it fucks with her. And it was a thick motherfucker, real thick motherfucker. He was coming in the club or whatever, real thick dime. NBA niggas was fucking on him. He's always coming in there. The bitch just flat out rejected me twice. Right there in the door, right there in front of everybody. Just curved the fuck out of me, right? But I knew, I said something about this bitch, because she be looking at me and shit. When I go over there, she just pop me. I ain't no NBA nigga. So I said, I'm telling him, dude. So it's like, saw the bitch again or whatever. Bitch walked in. I walked up like I was finna holler at the hoe. I went past that hoe and started hollering at another bitch. And the bitch was sort of looking around. That bitch head was like on the, was looking around like, damn, this nigga didn't say shit to me. And I did that shit on purpose. Then like about an hour later, the bitch got to go to the bathroom. I got numb and everything. That hoe was totally different. All that bitch shit was gone. Like, that bitch so used to just niggas coming at her, on bended knee and shit. She didn't want to fuck niggas like that. She want to fuck.
I gotta come to Dallas, man. Maybe dating here is fucking fun. All this shit y'all describing, bro. Like, who the
Where
fuck
you
got
at,
time
Tyler?
for that?
Where you at?
Man, I live in Plano, man. I'm in Dallas, bro. Like, first date, I take a bitch to amusement park. It's over.
No, I heard a whole lot of pussy out there in Dallas. I'll pull up.
Hey, all this fucking. Is it? I mean, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Like,
bro, take a chick to the park, bro. Make some sandwiches, and the bitch be like, I ain't never did this shit before.
Nah, I'm gonna hit the club, man. I'm gonna hit the club. I'm gonna fuck two.
Because if a bitch is acting like that, bro, I don't even want to fuck a bitch like that. Like, real talk. Because if the chick is gonna be that fucking wild, bro, she gonna have me in some situations in the future. Right. This is how I've been able to navigate. All right, impossible scenarios by doing mathematics. If a bitch is gonna get all crazy and doing all that loud talking, the bitch will slash your tires. The bitch will cute. Do you understand what I'm saying? The motherfucker is unstable.
That's why you take a bitch. That's why you take a bitch to the park, bro. During the daytime, they can't act crazy. Like, if you go to a park with a chick, bro, in the daytime, she can't act crazy because everybody gonna see it. You know what I'm saying?
But hoes be wanting to do that. Hoes be wanting to suck your dick in the car. The hoes be wanting to get fucked in the park. Y'all doing a little picnic.
Man.
It's just niggas are so passive. I want to be the nice guy and let her, when she, when she ready. Niggas tell me, I said, what? When she ready? I said, nigga, I was born fucking ready. What the fuck you talking about? Waiting on the bitch to get ready. And that's why these hoes be curbing it. Like, these niggas, they just not no fun. They're not impulsive and my they just don't want a nigga like me. A nigga like me, I'm gonna put my hand on your ass. A nigga like me, I'm gonna lean on you hard. I'm gonna damn near ride you like a motherfucking horse in the mall. You know what I'm saying? Bitch just gonna know.
Save it for OnlyFans, Platinum.
Nah, I feel Platinum on that shit. I feel you on that shit, Platinum. I crossed the line.
Man, you gotta be a real aggressive. No, bitch gotta feel you. She feeling you, but I'm just saying you ain't gotta let her still be a woman, so that she's still the lady. But she following you when you pull up. Like, let's go over here and say, oh, no, and they just.
Hey, I'm sorry. Any bitch I gotta drag behind me like that can't be with me. Like, I mean, real talk, man.
Hey, Platinum, check this out. Platinum.
I mean, I'm not about to wrestle no bitch, right? Like, I'll fight life or whatever. Like, if you come into my house, man, you peace. I mean, all that wrestling shit. Like, y'all gotta get out of Gary, bro. Like, what the Fuck, man.
Hey, what you talking about, Gary? What you talking about, Gary? My hometown.
Michael
my
Jackson.
hometown.
Hey, check this. Hey, hold on. Check this out, Platinum. I remember the very first time Platinum came on Obsidian panel, and you kind of just alluded to something that you talked about then. You said when you approach a woman, right there when you approaching her, talking to her for the first time, you will place your hand on her ass while you're talking to her.
I'm talking about the gas station, hollering at hoes at a gas station, bro. At an AM, PM, at a MAPCO, bro. Bunch of niggas out, whips out. Hoes getting gas, hoes putting up after the club. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Hey, yo, Platinum. That's the first sign, bro. Like, you put your hand there, she don't say shit, nigga. That's okay, go.
Yeah. So
in today's society, though, that's risky.
Yeah.
With the whole that's risky. I'm gonna just be real. That's risky.
Okay. Well,
you gotta know body language.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what my next comment. I was gonna be like, now if you know how to read body language, because see, I know how to read body language well, and I know usually what women I can get away with that with, and what women I can't. But if a guy is not good at reading body language, I wouldn't suggest he just walk up to a woman and put his hand on their ass.
Yeah, man. Lead with eye contact. All that.
Man, shit. It's like you gotta escalate that shit gradually, man. Yeah. Like, you know what? A little thing that I'll fucking do is funny. I learned this shit from white boys. High five. It's funny as shit.
What?
It's a longer conversation. It starts with a high five. It's a longer conversation. If y'all once we get into that on game, ask me about the high five.
That ain't really my thing, but I have.
I know, but see, the difference is you just out here having fun. See, the thing is. Here's all right. Since we're jerking our own dicks off, I'll give my own jerk off story then.
Right, that's what's going on here.
So the thing is, like, I don't know if I wouldn't describe. I have conversations. I'm just like people are drawn to me. I've always been drawn to me. So when I'm going out, I'm always having a great time. I'm always fucking smiling. I'm always talking to women. I'm always talking to everybody. So having conversations is fucking easy. You hear me on these panels. I like fucking interacting with people. All right. So I just have a certain fucking energy. I don't necessarily have game. You just have to be a man that fucking knows yourself, man. All right. Whatever lane that you in, the thing is, once you understand it, it's just going to be a lot of women most fucking women ain't going to like you. Accept that shit. Once you understand that the majority of women you talk to, either she don't like you, it's the wrong time, motherfuckers got shit going on in their life. All right, it really is a numbers game, man. You just got to go out there, make yourself available, right? Like you don't have to play all these tricks and the games and shit. If you just surround yourself and put yourself in environments where there are women, you will innately attract women who are feeling whatever you want. Now, the trick is you got to know who those women are. See, players understand the type of women that are into them. Just like in sales, you got to understand who your customer is. If you don't understand who your customer is, you can't market to them.
You
can't sell Britney Spears cologne to motherfuckers who don't like Britney Spears.
Hey, Angry Man, I'm not trying to get niggas to walk up and touch bitches. I'm not. I'm just saying if you get the eye contact.
Talking about Platinum.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Well, hoes like to get touched though, and but these ain't the spaces to discuss that. So it's because that is a different level of the game. And I actually, I have a book. It'll be out at the end of this year.
Oh shit!
Mouthpiece over money. Now my shit is some real shit. Niggas you gonna run up the score with hoes when you fuck with my book. It ain't gonna be none of this bullshit these other niggas got out. It's real motherfucking game. Ain't no statistics, ain't no bullshit. It's real motherfucking.
These niggas don't know about the high five game, bro. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, the high five game for the white bitches. Yeah, bro, that's a start, bro. As soon as you give them the high five, you slide in. Yep.
You start off touching a motherfucker. It's fucking psychological, man.
White hoes, to me though, them the easiest bitches to fuck.
Because they fun, bro.
Like what they say, like grapes, like eating eating Lay's. I mean, them white hoes just easy to fuck. I don't really fuck with white. I ain't never got curved by a white bitch ever.
All women are really not that difficult to fuck. Well, I think if anyone, actually, I'll take that back. Asian women probably have been like the hardest. I think.
They
for me, because I be trying to go for these. It's real hard for them to get out of their family shit. It's It's really hard to get them out of
Asian hoes the fuck on you.
Now the white dudes, it's easy for the white dudes to get the Asian women. Like it's a little harder
they do prefer
for the brothers to because there's a lot of
stereotype
and shit, if you will.
All right, real quick though, we do want to formally thank Angry Man for that super chat. And you saw the link in the chat, Angry Man. You know you're always welcome. Whenever I see your name appear in the chat, I drop the link. So you know you're always welcome to take it. But one thing I do, oh yeah, there you go right there.
Yeah, shout out to AM. Shout out to Angry Man.
But, before we pass to the Angry Man, I do gotta formally ask Platinum, if you writing a book on the game and all that, you may not like the title dating coach, but I mean, is this you? Is that going to be essentially you putting yourself in that dating coach arena? That's what you're doing?
I got to bless the game, man, because I hear so many dudes, especially in these spaces, struggling with women. I'm going to give niggas a real recipe to overcome all of that shit, man. I mean, we like I was saying, you got to boil a bitch down, man. It's like my conversation and my game is so distinctively different than this yap bullshit, this Sesame Street nonsense these whack bitch niggas is putting out. My shit is my shit is a Bible, a player's fucking Bible. For real motherfuckers who want to really just break on these bitches.
Platinum, you about to get
Sesame Street, get married, bend it knee, fuck boy bullshit.
Platinum, you about to get a whole lot of niggas in trouble, bro.
Hey, they might, you know what? Better go ahead and do that little piece, nigga. Do that little time, they'll let you out and get back at these hoes.
You about to get a whole lot of niggas in trouble, bro.
Did he just say do that time and then get out and come back on the hoes?
Real shit. He about to get a whole lot of people in trouble. I know you don't mean no harm, Platinum, but you about to get a whole lot of these niggas in trouble, man.
Hey, AM. Would you say that like the prime time to learn game was probably like what 2 to 3 years ago? Nowadays it's too liberal.
No, the prime time to learn game was it depends on what.
Well, probably yeah. I'm young, bro.
Depending on what generation. If you a Gen Xer, the prime time to learn game was the fucking 90s, like late 80s, early 90s. For the millennials, I would say it would be more like, you know, late, like right around 2008. 2005 to 2008 or something like that. But yeah, like look, I get what both of y'all are saying. I get what that's Keith, right? Yeah. I get what Keith is saying and I get what Platinum is saying. But there's one part y'all leaving out, man. Y'all being a little disingenuous. Okay.
Maybe I missed it. I wouldn't be disingenuous. I may just miss something. Bring it on.
You okay, first of all, Platinum, you on some gorilla pimp shit. Okay, that's what where I'm from, that's what you call gorilla pimp shit. But
actually, yeah, I don't like.
Yeah,
you say pimp shit, but I really don't care for gorilla pimps.
But see, you gotta be in order for you to come that strong, you gotta have a certain type of swagger about yourself. That's not like, in my opinion, gorilla pimp shit is not some shit that you could really teach a nigga, because you know all you gotta do is one thing wrong and he gonna be fucked up in the game. You feel what I'm saying? Because you know, like I know, if you dealing with chicks on that level and you coming that fucking strong, all you gotta do, like, say for argument's sake, you taught a nigga how to do that shit. The first time, because he's not doing that off of instinct, he's doing that off of education. The first time that he fucking shows her some sign of weakness, he gonna be fucked up in the game. Now, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
He gonna be what they call that being incongruent.
You shouldn't be out there trying to fake the funk like that. I mean, like, come on. If you claiming P and you knock a bitch shoes, you claiming P, and the bitch is, you know, she sort of ratchet and hood or whatever, if you want to call it hood, just street, and the bitch is experienced and she do some shit wrong, and you go upside the bitch head and the bitch pop back on, you know, fight you back and shit and get you locked up, and you knew you wasn't what you was claiming, that's on you. That ain't on that. Well, actually is on.
No, I don't. Well, see, I don't mean. You know, I don't mean literally be. You know, I don't mean literal pimping. I just mean like, you know, you got cats that you know, they come a little harder. Cause like you have guys up here, they talk about, oh man, if you ever freaking turn to the chick, man, she gonna have you locked up. It's not necessarily true. It depends on the type of dude you is.
And if she gives you signals beforehand. But A Platinum, one question I got for you, bro. So okay, say I'm a starting out new dude in the game. I ain't got no game at all. I ain't got no confidence. Where would you suggest I practice to get it up? You know what I'm saying?
If I was you, it depends. Are you in school?
No, I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about like people who don't have no game. I don't fuck too many bitches.
You gotta get around bitches, man. You gotta embed yourself around women.
No, I'm saying where would you suggest?
Like I said, if you were in school, I would say around the campuses and shit. They got all types of clubs and shit. I pledge. I wouldn't even fuck with niggas who beta niggas. I wouldn't fuck with them. Them niggas, I'd be a no-show. And I run with the horses, man, like the jocks and niggas out here slaying hoes. Them be the niggas I fuck with.
And you know, I gotta say this to Keith before I get up out of here. I gotta bounce in a second, but Keith, you said some shit that was disingenuous, bro.
Never.
Somebody on here said that you could take a bitch to the park and she ain't gonna show her ass. Who said that?
I think that was
wait. I said that. I said no. Take a chick to the park during the daytime, so that way she won't act a goddamn fool.
Nah, no.
Man, I got a question, but now go ahead.
No.
I got a question for you.
What up?
No.
Well, are you talking about? Are you thinking I said that or something?
No,
that was me, Keith. That was me.
No, I'm saying, first of all, if it's the type of chick that's gonna show her ass, it don't matter where you take her.
Well, no. But see, I preface that by saying, remember, I said I'm not dealing with that chick anyway. AM.
Word.
All right. So there was a context of saying like I'm not dealing with no bra like that anyway. Because that bitch ain't gonna do nothing but bring chaos in my fucking life. I ain't having that shit anyway.
But see, the thing is, like, you don't make content, do you, Keith?
No.
Well, see, that's the thing. You got to realize you may not make content, but right now you're contributing to content. So you got to be cognitive of the fact that young dudes out here will be listening to you. And
hey, bro, look, listen. I don't never worry about contradict because I'm always 100. So I ain't never worried about a motherfucking cat. If you ask me some shit, I'm gonna be 100. If you ask me to clarify, I'll clarify. People who know me can't never accuse me of lying, being afraid. Nigga, if you want to know what I think, I'll tell you.
So it was dark. It was dark to say.
Yeah, it was me. I was like, bruh, if you take a chick to the park, you know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't picking up no ratchet bitch with, like, you know what I'm saying, 2 acrylic nails missing and all that bullshit. Oh. Like the majority of the time, if you take her somewhere in the daytime, that bitch be like, oh, ain't nobody else really did that shit for me, you know? Making some sandwiches and shit.
Bad, you know? I thought, my bad, Keith. I thought you said that because I'm like,
I did say like I like taking a broad to amusement parks, but I was saying that in like relation to we were talking about emotions and shit, right? Getting a broad. I was basically saying that to relate it, taking her to an amusement park, get her adrenaline up and down with roller coasters. Yeah. Right, so she will attach that fucking experience of emotions to you, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah,
that's Neil Strauss, ain't it?
Oh,
he addressed that shit too. But
shit.
Yeah,
nice.
That PUA bull. That's bullshit.
Nah.
Well, because it's all about the emotions. That's what you want to do. When your dates, that's why you want dates to be fun shit, like activities and shit.
Hold on for a second. Yeah. I've heard numerous times in this sector that PUA game is bullshit. That is not completely true. Some of it is bullshit. Some of it is bullshit. It depends on who you. It depends on whose material you reading. Now, if it's fucking mystery, hell yeah, that's bullshit.
They don't tell you to keep the silent game. They don't write this in their book. When you go to the club, right? I told y'all this trick. Try this shit. When you go to the club with your friends, right? Because here's the thing. Keep in mind that when you're having a good time, people want to have a good time with you, man. All right? When you give off that vibe, people want to be around motherfuckers that crowd in the corner that's laughing and telling jokes and drinking. You want to know who the fuck they are. Why are they so fucking happy? So next time you go out with your 5 or 6 crew, when you walk into the club, you start high-fiving everybody in the fucking club. Okay? Everybody. Bartenders, strangers, every fucking body. And then you go sit down in the fucking corner and order drinks. Do you know what's gonna happen?
A bitch gonna come up to you.
Motherfuckers are gonna be thinking, who are these motherfuckers? They know every fucking body. And they're having a great fucking time. That is instant fucking social proof. It's psychology, man.
Hey, I tell you what, I use the James Bond game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just don't talk that much. Just be confident, quiet. James Bond, that shit work a whole lot.
Well, see, the thing is, the shit got to be that. That's why a lot of people don't be feeling PUA material, because they don't understand. PUA material has to be tailored. It has to be adjusted to what your vibe is.
Roger that. That's why I was saying you gotta be comfortable and know who you are as a guy, and then the women that are feeling you are gonna gravitate to you, man.
When I used to go out with my people and shit, I'm not. High five game wouldn't work for me, because that's not necessarily my personality. My personality is more like the stoic, mysterious type. Like,
no doubt, I know that. You know your lane, bro. That's
you know what I'm saying? So like it just depends on what your vibe is. And that was the other thing. Somebody was saying grab a girl by the ass. Like you gotta know the vibe. And that's some shit that's really hard to like teach or explain. Like if you can't pick up on the vibes, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, for all my anime nerds out there, it's kind of like how Goku and Vegeta and them can feel energy and shit. Like if you can't pick up on the vibe of a chick, then you got to be careful about what you're doing. Now I heard somebody bring up white chicks. Now there's certain shit you can get away with white chicks.
Yeah.
You can do certain shit with white chicks that you definitely can't do with black chicks, depending on what their temperament is. You feel what I'm saying? But you gotta
be a lot more laid back with black chicks, man.
Yeah, you can't be as
jokey and
eager and shit like that. With the white chicks, you can just have a good time. You know what I'm saying? You with the black chicks, you gotta kind of have your guard up. Depend. Now
you gotta have that mysterious, I might fuck a nigga up type vibe to you.
I don't know if you guys experience the same thing, but with white bitches, for me, it's been a lot that we fucking later on that night. Like that's just a lot. There ain't no conversation as we go back, we retire and we go fuck. But with black bitches, it's a little bit different. You can't be that you just can't be that assuming with them like that. I mean, you still got to put them in the mood and they got to want, you know what I'm saying, like that. But white bitches, it's just like a guarantee. Like you call, you hit them up, you go out, y'all fucking.
I mean, I'm just like dating other women, man. They're fucking. Probably pretty much I was exclusive sisters until about 27, man. After that, man, it's just fun. I mean, just noticing, man, dating is it's more fun, man.
I mean, it took me till 23. It took me till 23 to be like, all right, now I'm pro blackity offity.
Other females participate in the fucking dating process, whereas like sisters, it almost seems like you're just always doing the heavy lifting. That's just my observation. Maybe
I don't know, I don't know what y'all's experiences are, but in my opinion, the average woman is fucking.
Oh yeah, they all fucking. I'm just saying the amount of stress that goes on, and it's more from observation, man. Because like all the brothers, I told that story, man. And like all the brothers I know that's dealing with sisters, they always on the phone dealing with some bullshit. You know, he got to go off in the corner. Let me deal with this bitch real quick. You know, all the brothers I know dating white chicks or whatever, you know, they're just having fun, going climbing shit and camping and just doing fun shit and going to the water park. It's rarely anything that's drama in their fucking lives, regardless of what people say on YouTube. But the dudes I know dating sisters, they always in some bullshit another. I got to deal with this problem or another. The other motherfuckers are just on autopilot, man.
Well, they need to learn. That's why it's being. But shit, man, I gotta go. Appreciate you for having me on, Bernard.
You about to go live, Angry Man?
Nah, I'm about to go hit the gun range real quick. I'll probably go live after that. But,
hey, do that thing, bro.
Word, no doubt, man. I gotta zero this damn AR.
I'm gonna pull up on your channel.
All right, Angry Man.
Peace, y'all.
Hey, good to talk to you without a fight, Fleur.
Hey, no doubt.
All right. I was supposed to be
Yo,
wrapping
shout out
things
Angry Man.
up at,
All right, it's nice to see you, bro.
All right, kid.
Man, I seen a white bitch in the hood. I don't know if she was hooked on crack. I swear I ain't never in my life seen. It must have been 8. It was the bitch had the whole hood in like a 2-bedroom. They had kicked the door down. It was a property. You know, it wasn't being rented out. It was one white bitch. It must have been 60 niggas in there. I mean, that shit like a beehive. I was like, fuck. All they just ravished that bitch, man. That bitch was on some dry. I don't know, bro. I want a part of that shit. That was I'm still fucked up about that shit.
You said you saw this? Oh, you said you saw this on the video?
No, I ain't seen no video. That was real life. No, white bitch.
So you walked in there?
Well, it was the hood, man. It was around my spot. So, you know, it was the hood. And I saw all the niggas and shit running up in there. I was like, niggas run, niggas like losing Jordans trying to get up in that house, man. Them niggas was on that hole like a beehive. Like, you couldn't even see the bitch. It was like numbered niggas. And niggas dropping draws and shit. And I was like, damn. I was like, man, y'all niggas finna, you know, and she was down, I guess. I got on down.
If you got that good of a view and it was 60 dudes in there, you must have been at least 9th in line. I mean,
looked, I didn't run in there. I saw the bitch when she went in there, and then dude, she bought, you know, her shit from dude, and then dude sort of motion, and niggas started just slowly start building up, and like they were gonna pay for her drugs, and she was like, she's fuck everybody up in there.
Did you get your turn?
Hold on, you weren't 9th in the orgy, were you?
No, hold on.
At least 8th or 9th if you got that good of a view of what was going on.
That shit started filling up the room. As they say, the room started filling up. The Zoom room. Nah, they fucked on that hoe, man. I said, hey, that bitch. I said, God, I ain't never seen no.
Hey, Platinum, you was better off jacking off, bro.
Huh?
You was better off jacking off, bro.
Well, I didn't fuck on her.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was about to say.
Man, I think Platinum got him a turn on that.
There was some hood niggas. Now, there was some niggas straight up out fresh out. Niggas was fresh out. Niggas ain't really fucked.
Come on, you can tell us the truth. You pull caboose.
No, thank you.
I'm fucking with you.
Thank you. Y'all had that hoe, man. I saw that hoe like 3 days. And it's the trip part about the hoe, right? 3 days later, after the hoe been run through and just massacred in there, right? That bitch was walking around the hood trying to get a $20 trick, and she couldn't even get that. I was like, damn. I said, your motherfucking price fall quick out here in the hood, man.
Million Man March in that pussy.
Yeah, that bitch did a close out. It was over with. He closed that pussy out. The prices is on. Like, not even them other niggas up there selling their shit. Niggas in the park drinking. The whole just walking around, man.
The sad part about it is, bro, here's the sad reality is most of these bras that you're talking to now, like, you know, especially if they 30, 31, 30, because, you know, I'm 40, man. So I get bras approach. I mean, I'm pretty much, you know, I'm in a certain, you know, element, 25, 26, but like, I'll be seeing like 31-year-old chicks. And if you get into a relationship with them, like, yeah, them chicks been ran out, man. Like, you know, we forget at 20 years old, all them chicks we seen hopping in the Camaro, man. Hopping in the motherfucking RX-7. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Hold on, Keith. You a little bit older than me. You like 40. So when did chicks start fucking in high school for you? Because with me, it was like 16, 15.
Yeah, man, like it fast like 14. Like 14. Chick was fucking at 14. Like I mean, I kind of grew up in the hood though. Yeah, I grew up over the Rhine, Cincinnati, man. Like, you know, I went to Taft High School of all fucking places, man, like in the 90s, bro. Like this shit is like some, you know, you need Michelle Pfeiffer to come in this motherfucking classroom, bro. That's, you know, but so like this just was fucking at like, you know, 13, 14, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you grew up in the hood, man. Like, but then, you know, and I would grow up like what I knew of white people was you go out to like the white neighborhoods. That's what you call it, you know, white, you know, because you live in the hood. And, you know, you just go out there like some movie theater or whatever, you know, you just go out to the white neighborhood, you know, see how they interact and shit like that. And then you go to the hood theater and then, you know, you see how motherfuckers interact, you know, like, I mean, people forget, like, you know, like yesterday happened, man. It's all. But
Lyro, thank you for that super chat, Lyro. Chief BD. Hold on. Not that one. Wait a minute. There we go. He said now serving number 57.
Right.
Bruh, after like number 12, that bitch pussy like wet toilet paper, bruh. Just useless.
Hey, what you know about the Senators, bro? What you know about Senators football, bro? We was getting, matter of fact, I played football and I ran track and I played fucking baseball, man. Fucking Taft Senators player. Yeah, man.
I don't know block niggas though, man. Like hood, like really, like when I say hood, I mean hood, like really hood niggas who be around the
Real
parks.
quick, brother Padat, if you want to know my pedigree, I was a freshman starter at Chaminade Julian in Dayton, Ohio, bro. When I was at the fucking this orphanage, man.
Hey, shout out to Dayton, bro. The worst streets in the country.
Hey, man. Fucking west side of fucking Dayton, Ohio, Chaminade Julian, man. I went to this orphanage called St. Joseph's, man, on the west side. They closed that shit down, man. And
Nigga, I was playing Pokemon while using the orphanage. I know,
bro, man. Nigga, I was like a little superstar, man, you know. But yeah, then I went got to a home in Cincinnati, so you know, went to the hood, shit, started playing for Taft and shit. There's like this little motherfucker's fast in the motherfuckers, so you know, nice little tight end. So
nigga,
yeah,
Pete that went to Aiken. Pete that went to Aiken.
What you know about Aiken, bro? Yeah, man. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man.
My nigga got his own barbershop down here, right? He had like a
Matter
birthday.
of fact, my girlfriend Ebony went to Aiken.
I'm saying he got like his own shop and shit, right? So he had a birthday party and shit. So they had a couple of strippers and shit from the club come through and shit. About 25, 30 niggas up in there, you know, just saying what's up. You know, niggas in there drinking up in the shop and shit. A couple of niggas smoking.
Dunbar, Padat. Dunbar is over there by the colored houses where all the single family houses were all kind of different colors. Yeah. Dunbar had a dope basketball fucking program too, by the way, brother Padat.
Yo, shout out to my DYT niggas, bro.
Yeah, so anyhow, one of the hoes was like,
motherfucker, Colonel White and shit was fucking dope back in the day.
Yeah,
my bad.
Like I fuck all these niggas in here. Right, one of the hoes started talking shit, right? So nigga was like, "Bet, let's go in the back." So they, you know, like the little beauty salon chairs and shit. So the bitch went back there, and about 14, 15 niggas start running train on them. And just one particular nigga, I didn't participate in that, but I was in there drinking and shit. But no, it was just one particular nigga.
You witness a lot of trains getting ran, but you ain't participating. No.
He smoked but didn't inhale, Bernard.
Yeah.
No. One particular nigga, because we was tripping. This nigga, I don't know what was up, because we don't know, you know, we're men. We don't know men like that. This nigga got on this bitch, man. He was just fucking the shit out this bitch, and he was taking all day. And he was just banging on this bitch. We was like, damn, he fucking, what the fuck are you? It's like, dude, you know, bust and move, you know. This nigga he spent about a good 15 minutes fucking the shit out this bitch, man. Her motherfucking earrings and shit fell out. And it's like, look at this nigga, man. It's like, we was tripping. We was like, damn, you know, and the nigga finished this shit. And we was tripping on the whole, like, bitch, you got your money's worth fucking with him.
Hey,
Hey, real quick, let me respond to Caesar. Hey, Caesar, I lived right across the street from Washington Park, right next to Music Hall, the only house on Grant Street, man. This little fucking group home, bro. Bro, you know exactly where it's at. You can walk right across the street to the fucking District 1 police station, and then Taft is right there. That's exactly where I was at.
Hey, Platinum.
Platinum. What was the point of that story right there, other than the guy fucked the shit out of her? What was?
I was just saying that I've been in circles like that, not just on the hood, like out in the old house or something. I'm just saying, like, I've been in barbershop, niggas got money out here, and hoes get a little weed in them. They take, you know, hit a blunt a couple of times. And they in there to strip and shit, and then they just, you know, they hoes. They be like, I fuck everybody in here, you know. Now they paid the bitch, but it was just one particular nigga that he murdered that bitch. Because other niggas.
So how long did you hold the camera?
We didn't film that.
He was just mad because he took up he didn't get his.
No, I don't fuck like that. No, I was tripping.
Right.
He mad.
It was like waiting for Edward Anderson to get done.
Oh my god.
Nah, that nigga was a trip. I don't know. It wasn't my birthday party. It was like some nigga showed up and he murdered that hoe. It's like, damn, these niggas out here could be in porn out of this motherfucker. Just some random ass nigga. Like,
bro, can I tell a quick story real quick?
Yeah, we about to wrap this up because I was supposed to get off here at 1. I didn't stretched it out to 2.
I got you. You sound tired a little bit, bro.
Yeah, go ahead and take us home.
But yeah, man. I had like y'all know Twerk Team.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Them hoes came through one time after a club event. Yeah, man. And I seen some horrible stuff go down with Twerk Team, bro. So I feel you, Platinum. I seen some horrible stuff.
Oh, they got the shit fucked
back in the day. Yeah, man. All of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, my Cincinnati people, y'all remember these little homies called the Bucket Boys? It was these cold ass little niggas that would play like these drums on these buckets and shit.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
I'm in this conversation and I'm kind of responding to the chat, kind of simultaneously.
Yeah, that's a chat room inside thing y'all got going on. But all right, with that said, we got to get the hell up out of here, fellas. This is
Hey, all right, y'all. I'll holler at y'all.
We been on all kinds of fuckery up in here.
Hey, this was a dope ass conversation, bro. Real talk.
It was.
Hey, Keith, shout out to DYT, bro. And Platinum,
Hey, no doubt, bro.
I'm subscribed, bro. So, and Bernard, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing. So I'll holler at y'all, boys.
All right, peace.
Hey, always good, Darth. Bernard, it's always good. A pleasure, bro. Hey, again, happy belated, bro.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think Zero got a stream blazed up. So yeah, y'all gonna hop on over to Zero. But all right, we out of here. Peace.